that became bad because
I like how we're talking about diets and we're like, this is my guilty pleasure.
We'll see. And
Man,
especially when one of my favorite companies just actually went under in Austin, and I'm a huge fan.
Red Lobster?
No. I like being able to see my own dick.
And that just went zero.
Hey, go on. As a big guy,
What do you mean?
We all know what it means. Almost 40 now.
Yeah. Shut up.
It's fun. But I remember playing a game. It's like when I was a kid.
I agreed before processing. I'm like, yeah. Fuck you.
Welcome back to the Rise of Basic Men, everybody. My name is Chris. I am sitting here with Joey. David is off today. He had to take a day off to go run or do whatever he's doing these days. But we wanted to come on and kind of talk about something real quick here. So myself, as everybody knows, I was on a journey of 100-pound weight loss in a year. It's getting close to that year, and you know, it's not happening, right? I ran into some walls. I've backslid a bit. And so I'm needing some extra motivation. So what I wanted to do is I brought in somebody that I've met who has already lost 100 pounds, and he's in the middle of his own journey himself. So I wanted to bring him on, share his story with us, and maybe this can help motivate myself or anybody out there that is going through something similar. So without further ado, I want to introduce Ian. Ian, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. This is a first for me. I'm really looking forward to do hopefully more podcasts with y'all because it's actually pretty fun.
I love it. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Exactly.
I actually had to look y'all up and listen to y'all. Have a nice voice and talking to, so 100%.
People say that I have the best voice out of the three, but I'm not
an angel.
I'm going to try to challenge that so they want me back more. Yeah, that's the goal.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. Well, cool, Ian. Tell the fans kind of a little bit about yourself, man.
All right. Well, actually born and raised Austinite. There's very few of us left, which is a little sad to say.
Oh, David would be high-fiving you right now if he was here.
There's actually no babies being born in Austin ever.
They're moving away. They're not being raised in Austin is what it is, yeah.
Now, I will say that. They'll be born in Austin, so they have the Texan in them, they have the liberal in them, and then they get sent out elsewhere.
That's a great mix.
Born and raised here, went to school actually here in Austin, then went up to Southwestern, did not do well there my freshman year, like most college students. Party, not going to class. I mean, what every freshman does, dropped to like a 1.2 GPA.
Ooh.
Yeah, didn't do well. Dug myself out of that hole to a 2.25. Got into Texas State and graduated with a 2.9598 in that ballpark.
C is for degree. It was your motto.
It was, but it also felt really good digging out of that hole. I will say my folks definitely helped me on that because my mom, I love her to death. She's like that drill sergeant I need in the back of my head.
Right. Yeah.
To help me finish.
Good deal.
Yeah. Let's see. Now I'm working in Austin, and I love aviation. Fell in love with that. I was actually planning to be a teacher when I went to school. History teacher. Still love history. To die for. I mean, when I was a kid.
What's your favorite point in time? Besides World War II.
Besides World War II.
Besides the Romans, because apparently all guys like Romans, yeah.
Stop it. I've got a Roman sword at home.
Let the man talk.
Dude, I went to the Renaissance Festival and bought a Roman sword for that reason.
How much is a sword like that?
I only spent like
$3,000.
$230 on it because it's more of a display sword. I mean, if someone broke into my house, I could hit them with it hard enough, but
it's not solid like a real sword.
I mean, it's definitely solid.
It's breakable.
It is breakable if it's bent hard enough, but the dagger I bought, that was actually made by a real bladesmith, and he's like, this is good home defense. I'm like, this will go under my bed.
Yeah.
And then like for next Renaissance Fair, I'll have my Roman sword and I'll have my little dagger that I carry around.
That's awesome.
Well, let me ask you this. Instead of saying what's your favorite time in history, if you had a time machine to go back in time, what would be the time period you would go? What would you want to go see? Like for me, it would be the pyramids being built.
That would be cool. I would love to go back to see the, I'm blanking on it, the library in Alexandria.
Yeah.
That would be really cool to go see. I would love to go and look at Greek and Roman. I know Roman is but I'd like to look at the height of Roman just before the fall of the Republic. Mm-hmm. I would like, before it became the true dictatorship that it became. Even though it was great for what it did, I like to see that build, that tipping point.
Right.
Sure.
Just like if I could go back, I'd love to see post-U.S. from World War II, because we're right at that tipping point where stuff's getting made. And now we're repeating ourselves backwards right now.
Right.
Like I was talking about, the U.S. in its own sense is kind of what doing Great Britain did after World War II. They fell off from being this massive empire that everyone relied on. And then we'll see where the U.S. hits after that. Because
what comes up must come down.
Yeah.
History repeats itself. And if we're not watching it, it's going to repeat itself here.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Hope not.
So you wanted to be a teacher, and so you got into the aviation field. So
I actually, by chance, it was on Facebook. It said, "Here, you want to get your pilot's license?" I'm like, that kind of looks cool. I went to do it and found out how the pilot shortage was facing the United States and everything along with that. And I was like, this seems really cool. I started working on my license. I've had setbacks, one because of weight, other stuff because I had to finish school, and then I was balancing work and school. And so as much as flying was fun, I had to finish school and then do work, and I couldn't do all three on once, so had to cut that. And so I've flown off and on here and then. The big thing that's actually stopped me from doing a lot of long distance flights and everything is because of my weight. I can't, certain aircraft I can't fly in. And funny enough, schools won't tell you that until you've put the money in. They're like, "Oh yeah, you need to lose this." I'm like, of course I do.
Wow.
That hurt one.
I've always wondered that, because I work in the aviation field, just not with the actual planes. And we work in a place, he works in the same building as I do. So, I always see the schools, and I'm like, I've always wondered if weight was an issue.
The school birds that we have there are not an issue, because it's the big thing. It's overwing, so all the fuel's above you. So if you can carry that, that's the first plane I actually flew in, was a 172, which is what we have, or what Austin Exec flies out of, and that's not an issue. But I've been wanting to get back into that. But as you're saying, I've hit a second roadblock right now with my weight loss.
Right.
I've been technically grounded because I'm type 2 diabetic right now.
Right.
Which everyone out there, when you hear that word, it scared the little piss shit out of me.
Yeah, for sure. Same here, because I went through the same thing. Yeah.
Because you said there and all you think is diabetic, same thing. Maybe the stereotypes fits, like when people first learned about AIDS and everything, that's what you kind of think about, because everyone gets it. What do you feel with it? I hate it when people say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for you." That when I tell my friends that I have this, I'm like, don't feel sorry for me. Push me. It's one of the ones that is treatable, not only manageable, but if you work really hard, you can be off medication.
Right.
And actually, one of my friends, Carmelo, I was telling him about it, and he went into the Army. He's like, I was pre-diabetic and right on the borderline. Is like, they worked me so hard to where I'm good now. Yeah. He's like, it'll retrain your brain, because you really got to rethink things. Like, I brought in snacks myself, small little chip bags. Look at the sugar added to it. How much is added to it? Small little calorie stuff. Make those small little changes. It makes the difference. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm working at. Actually, my mom's also helped me with it. Big thing we're doing is meal prepping small snacks, because you're supposed to eat all during the day. And I know, like, as a big guy, you sit there, like, have a big breakfast, and then it's like, oh, I'm not going to eat for another 4 or 5 hours to have that calorie deficit. In some sense, that makes sense, because you're thinking about that, but you need small little stuffs of protein, like eating not eating chips, sorry.
Like beef jerky.
Beef jerky, good protein to have it. And there's small chip stuff that you can get, that like Quest chips. I love and hate them.
Are those cheese?
No, Quest chips, it's pretty much the healthy chip that you can get.
Gotcha.
They kind of put just seasoning on it, and it is some of the most bitter aftertaste at times. So trying to find that chip that doesn't have that aftertaste, but in a good sense, it does that, because then you're like, oh, I don't really want to eat anymore, but I got the taste out that I wanted, but I don't need to eat anymore. Sure. There's a lot of mental things I've done to do stuff like, I'm sorry, I'm going to forget your name again, David. Chris, there we go. See, I am terrible at names, but that's why everyone on my phone has pictures, because then I can remember the picture to the name.
It's cool. Not going to lie. Before I sent you the email, I was like, God dang it, what's his name again?
That's why you have my business card.
That's why I have your business card.
Yeah. Sorry. So give me time.
And Joey.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the guy that's the vet over there. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And he's got the tattoos, and I need to see more.
Oh, we can strip him down later. Yeah.
God, no.
Call the wife up and be like,
no. It's exactly what it looks like. Get out of here.
I mean, there's lots of stuff you can sit there and talk about. I mean, what is something that you've been doing right now that I know you said you were on your 100-pound journey? Yeah. What is, because doing it in a year is a good goal. Right. I started my goal back when I was in college. I just kind of looked in the mirror. I'm like, God, I really don't like myself right now. my fiance or ex-fiance promised, whichever you want to call it. She was a girl that I met out of high school, or we dated for 5.5 years, dumped me after that. And apparently for the last year that we were together, she was just more waiting for someone new to come along. She was done. And so that's why I have really bad trust issues. And then I just kind of dove into eating a lot of food.
Right.
Wow.
That tried to make me feel better. But I forgave her a while ago. I was actually at my one of my best friend's wedding. I'm like, she walked in right now. I'm over it.
Right.
Took a lot of years to get over it, but I completely forgive her.
It's time. It really does.
Time
you
does
don't
it, yeah.
forget about things. You just feel different about it over time.
And you learn to wear your heart something different.
Yep.
I used to wear it out on my sleeve. Now I protect it more.
Yep. Things happen for a reason, And I'm glad to go through certain stuff because now you know.
I mean, I'm not glad to have gone through that. I wish I did.
No, you appreciate.
I appreciate it. Be bad.
Hindsight, looking back, you appreciate once you've overcome
100%.
the emotional aspect of things.
The emotional damage and what it did to you. And it's like, God damn it. Yeah. Okay, now we're
No, it sucked. It sucked. Yeah. Well, just so everyone is on the same page here. So the times that you just talked about your ex, right? That kind of put you in a spin.
It puts me in a spin. And one of the things I've said that is I've now found out, like, I know people like watch things on Instagram and stuff. The gym has been a godsend for me.
Yeah.
But it is really hard to get over that fear going to the gym, especially when you're a big guy.
Yeah.
Because you think everyone's going to sit there and look at you. Everyone's going to do it. One of the advantages I have, I'm finding a 24-hour or 20. I do go 24-hour fitness now, but Planet Fitness, when I was going, it was open 24 hours. The ones I went to, I would go at 2 or 3 in the morning because I know no one would be there, and I can work out whatever anger or whatever I was feeling that day and just work it all out.
Feel good.
And I'd be like, no one's looking at me. Oh, the cute girl's behind the desk. Shit.
Yeah, right.
Well, can you describe to people what your life was like prior? Like, what weight were you at? What was that aha moment where you're like, I'm done here? Like, lead us up until that point.
Oh, I'm a lot like a lot of big guys. I don't like looking on the scale. You kind of hate it.
Right.
Because you look on the scale and just like, it just puts it in perspective of what you're at.
Okay. I don't go looking for problems. It's kind of the thought. Yeah.
What do you think you were at?
I think at my heaviest, I was about 420 pounds would be my guess.
420, dude.
Yeah.
420.
That's why I'm like, I'm down to 320. Fuck yeah. Shit. I thought I was like more down to like 280 into 290. I was hoping I was there, but I put on a lot more muscle because I hit the gym a lot more. But I was looking at photos at my best friend's wedding when I was getting the suit, and I had started losing just a little bit before the wedding. I wish I had suspenders on it because my pants kept falling off because I was just too big on the upper side. And I was like, I'm kind of done with this. I was looking back and they were looking good. I was like, I got to change what I'm doing because hell, playing D&D with them is making me have someone to regularly check up there, and we'd see photos of it. And I'm like, I got to change.
Sure. And you probably had this thought in your head for years,
for years, just to get over it. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
I'd say college definitely screwed it up because one of my friends worked at Papa John's, was a manager, and gave me free pizza.
Shut up.
Yeah. He gave me the like cards, and I had like a stack of 20 of them. I could just turn them in and I would get like massive.
What?
But then I had the problem with portion control because then I would just eat the entire box. Like, oh, there's food in there. I have to eat the whole thing.
Right. I do that all the time.
Yeah. If it's there, I'm going to eat it. Yeah.
It's possible, and I will do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's what the American diet is. People are like, man, he's going off in 6 different directions. If America didn't Americanize half the food that we eat, we would be so much healthier.
Well, there's people claim that like you eat food here and it makes us super full and bloated, and then you'll go to places like Italy and eat pasta, and it doesn't have the same effects.
Right.
And so there has to be like, this is a whole different conversation probably about the ingredients.
Oh yeah.
That are legally allowed in
you have a Coke bottle in front of you right now. If you look at it right now and see what's on it, just of the added sugar, the carbohydrates on it, it scares you.
And this is based on the serving size.
Yeah, this is based on the serving size.
What's the serving size on that? Bigger
that's
bottle?
a 2.5, I think.
It's 12 ounces is a serving size. So this is a quarter. So 1.8.
36?
Yeah, it's a 1 liter. So, but yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. And I still like soda on that, but that's why I get like a Coke Zero. I know people are like, oh, it doesn't hit. I'm like, I get it because it gets that carbonation taste out of it.
It
hits what I need to hit.
Right.
Like I just worked an 11.5-hour shift or 11-hour shift. I want a soda. I'm not going to get a Coke because I know what it all is. So I just get a Coke Zero or Sprite Zero or something. And then when you're sick, you have a Sprite all the time because that helps with your stomach.
Have a Sprite.
So you've gone through your life, you've had these sort of feelings like everyone else has, right? You look at yourself, especially once you get done eating a whole pizza, you're like, I feel like shit. Like, I'm glad I did that. It was good. But you look back on it, and then you get fast forward to this wedding, and you see yourself, you feel yourself, and you're like, I got to make a change.
Yeah, because I was best man at the wedding, and I look like two of my best friend up there. I was like, I look like two of him. He was always the big guy compared to me. So, because I look back at my high school photos, I'm like, I was right at the borderline because I was, freshman year, I was at St. Michael's and I was playing football and I was doing that 6 out of the 7 days a week, working out, doing all that. Then I transferred to Savio, which is North Austin. I don't know if you said you're not from Austin.
Yeah, I'm from Iowa.
Okay, man, how did you end up down here? I know there's nothing up there except corn.
So grew up in Iowa, left to Alaska for the military. I got stuck
we're gonna pause on that because I love Alaska. I took a cruise to Alaska. Man, you're gonna have me come back just to talk about Alaska because I loved it up there.
It's a blessing and a curse. It can be awesome, but when you're having to do things in below zero,
I'd still love it. Although the city I fell in love with was Ketchikan.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know it. I love the rain. So when it rains, like he'll see me when I'm outside and it's raining. I'm just be the happiest guy out there. Ketchikan has, just side note, it gets the highest amount of rain in the country, or one of the highest. It's like 150, 180 inches a year.
Wow.
And it's far enough in south so you can still enjoy Alaska, but not freeze to death.
There's beauty up there. There really is beauty up there, but also too, there's torturous environments.
Oh yeah.
And
the problem is if you go to Alaska before you're 30, you really want to go back because you're like, oh, I love it up here. No. You won't afford it.
It's a fun place to visit. Like you said, go on a cruise up there.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Vegas
for a little bit. Yeah. Nobody wants to live in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's my Vegas, is going to Alaska. I'm never going to go to Vegas. I'd much rather go up to Alaska.
But I got stuck in Dallas airport one time and had the best time. Like, great people, nice people, great conversations, everything. And I had pretty much everything, my own choice of where I wanted to move right when I got out. And
did you do a full, I'm guessing you didn't do like the 20 years, but
I did 4.
Okay.
And then you're held to, I think everyone has to do like 6 or 8 years, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So you could
E4?
potentially get, I was a corporal, which in between E4 and E5. So I would say that's a senior E4 if you want to think about it that way.
You can do, everything about the drill sergeants and everything, but you're not have the rank.
Exactly. I'm entry level sergeant. But yeah. So I moved down here, been here since 2010.
Okay.
So
kind of when Austin had that shift.
Here now, maybe.
I'm not going to call you an Austinite, but you definitely have more Austin blood in a lot.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't put myself in the same group of people that are like, oh my God, I went to ACL Live or some festival in Austin. I want to move here.
Do you want to know the trick?
I had no clue what Austin was, where I was going. I just chose Austin on a map and I was like, let's go.
Trick to Austin as an Austinite. One of the tricks to go on ACL, I've never actually been. But what I'll do is if there's an event or something, I get a kayak and I just go out, sit in the water. Oh, yeah. I don't have to see it. I can just listen to it for free.
Yeah. Right. I did that with Outkast. They were playing one time and I was eating off of 5th Street, close to Barton Springs, across the street. And I was like, I heard him play Bombs Over Baghdad. I was like, this is great.
I can enjoy what I want. I get to hear the music.
Yeah.
It's sad to see Austin it doesn't feel like it's the live music capital of the world anymore.
It's not.
Oh, it definitely isn't. Because downtown, we had so many people move in and live in those condos down there. And downtown, I was talking to somebody about this. You go down and every single bar would have some kind of live music.
Yeah.
Some rock band, some country guy, something. But now you walk downtown.
It's like a Miami feel. Like
right. There's lines out of everywhere. Everybody's a DJ playing hip hop. And then you can't play music loud past a certain time because of all the condos. And they're just like, all these venues are no longer around because of that. And it's like these people moved to Austin for the live music and then they killed the live music scene.
Well, the big piece is cost of living. You got artists that can't really afford to even live here and sustain their own ambitions. Right. So they have to go other places and that's where they're able to make artwork or make music.
Another perfect example of that is South by Southwest. Used to be the biggest thing in the world for us as far as, these quote unquote starving artists, right? These guys that would never ever be heard anywhere else.
Yep.
Now it's so corporatized that you can't really see any of these guys anymore.
I mean, you see the same thing like Coachella. Like Coachella, when it first started, it was like just a festival. Now it's like model. Like everyone has to go there wearing the specific thing, and now they're thousands of dollars a ticket.
It's just all influencers now.
And when you work in aviation and then you work in the private sector, it's like, oh, we're going to Coachella. I'm like, that's why you're dressed like that.
That's why you're dressed like Mad Max. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, cool. Well, let's kind of get back to the task here. Let's get
Sorry,
back
it's hard not to talk about it.
No, you're good, man. No,
Especially when one of my favorite companies just actually went under in Austin, and I'm a huge fan.
Red Lobster?
No. I mean, yes, we're going to miss those butter biscuits.
Yeah, baby.
No, Rooster Teeth.
They went under?
They went under officially after 21 years.
No.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of their podcast. I actually got to go see Let's Play Live and meet Jeff.
I have not listened to them or watched them in a while here.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they went out, man.
Yeah, because I wasn't. Dude, but their early stuff.
Their early stuff with Red versus Blue. And
Oh,
everything.
Red versus Blue was the best,
Yep.
man.
Dude.
I got hooked in it in like 2013. What was it? Before I even finished high school. I was probably like 2010, if that, when I started. And I've been a fan since. I have even some of like their gear and stuff, and I know a lot of them.
For any of our nerds out there, you'll know what we're talking about.
Funny enough, in aviation, actually, when I was working at ABI, I actually got to meet the entire staff when they were coming back from something. I was like, oh my God, it's you guys. And they're like, we're trying to sneak in. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm a huge fan, though.
Sorry.
You guys are based here in Austin. I love that you're here.
Yeah.
Love your work.
Yeah, no, they officially closed after 21 years, which was really sad to see it go.
Well, good run.
Yeah, great run.
For sure.
That's actually what got me interested in podcasts and stuff, was listening to Jeff and Gavin and I think it was Andy doing Fuckface.
Yes.
I love that podcast. It got me through COVID just for how weird it was.
God.
Yeah.
Love it. Cool. I did not know that. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of like struck by that news. Right
Man, I'm going to go watch some Red versus Blue later, man.
And they actually I feel like I'm promoting them. They just dropped their last season, or it's coming right out, and they actually had the original staff back to the original closing idea with the original guys from Blood Gulch, which I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
God.
it makes that dates me right there by saying that.
We should do a little remembrance episode.
If you want me back for that, I will happily come back for
Let's
that.
do it. I think that'd be
huge
hilarious.
nerd.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, definitely, man.
And talk back when Xbox was good.
Yeah, right.
I know, right? That's been my jam.
Now I'm just going to go buy a PS5 because they got NCAA 25 coming out.
That's
man.
coming out on Xbox too.
Ooh, yeah, but PlayStation's the way to go, man.
I don't like the controller.
Yeah.
That's the only thing about it, is the controller is weird to me.
Yeah. Well, I also heard something that Xbox is going to kind of get away from gaming systems.
They keep saying that, and they did it when the first Xbox One came out, and they saw how much that shot them in the foot.
Yeah.
They went back to like, no, we're going to make games for gaming.
There's a documentary I want to watch. It's about the Ring of Death on Xbox 360.
I remember
And all the
that
developers and everyone on the team during the time were talking about it. I just seen clips on it online, and
Yeah,
it
too.
looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that happened. I was like, no.
Well, let's go back to your weight loss, bro.
Well, yeah. So like you were saying, you didn't like seeing yourself in the mirror. I can definitely attest to that. I've done that myself, obviously.
Yeah.
We all have.
We all have, right? And
Well, it's
you decided to make that change. What? Oh, excuse you.
You step on my dog? What was that?
No, I did not.
So you decided to make that change. What was your first step in making that change? Like your mindset? You're like, I'm just going to start dieting. What happened?
I can't put it back to. I think it was.
You did research.
I didn't even do any research. I was more just. I looked back at old photos from high school. I'm like, man, what the hell happened to me? I'm just going to start going to the gym at least a little, because I was at Texas State. I had the resources there. Funny enough, I never actually used them. I went to Planet Fitness or doing something like that. And then actually getting a job in aviation, because I was a ramp agent, that got you a workout more than I was expecting. Like, I used to be able to do this, no issue. I could fit into stuff. Let me go and change that. And funny enough, those guys, because I left, I had to quit the job and then go finish school, and then came back a few years later. A lot of the guys that I still knew were there, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you look different. You lost weight." And
A good
different. They're like, "You've lost the weight.
Who are you?
You're not stuck in the seats anymore." You see, and I know you laugh at that, but there's as a big guy, it's like there's little things that you have to find. Well, not just fear, but it's just last year I was comfortable enough sitting in a Southwest seat and not having a seat extender. Those are little things is like, it's like, I don't have to use the AC.
Let me rephrase this.
The little wins, yeah.
They're little things to everyone else.
Yeah.
But they're big.
They're big to you. And
to you.
Yeah. And then you got to have good best friend. That is, I've like talked to my best friend. I remember when I put on my old suit jacket, I'm like, this thing envelops me now because I've lost that much weight that looks great. My shirt size, I did some custom shirts once. I dropped like 3 or 4 inches on my shirt sizes. That was a great feeling.
But also too, I mean, I feel like, and Chris, you can speak on this too. I don't
have good best friends.
Chris, never mind.
You got me as a friend now. Trust me, I'll help you.
No, but I feel like everyone, including myself, like I'll go on these diets or try different stuff, and there's not one diet or one thing for everybody.
Oh yeah,
right. Like what works for me is not going to work for you. We're different people. But from your point of view, you said you didn't do any research at all. What did you do? You just changed up your diet, or what'd you do?
Diet is 90% of it. Diet is the biggest thing. If you can work on fixing that and do it slowly, because you can't fix it overnight. It's going to take years to get it.
Yeah.
It's that diet was the big thing for me is snacks. I'm very bad about if I have a bag or something in front of me, I want to eat the whole bag.
What's your favorite snack?
It used to be sour cream and onions, Lay's chips.
Okay.
It's now like I brought these little guys that I have.
That's a box of condoms.
Shut up.
Edible, yes.
Those are amazing.
Yeah, kettle brand chips. But what I like about these, if you look on the back, only 300 calories. I do the small bag if I'm going to go get something. Mm-hmm. So this small bag, one bag, this is 1 serving size.
Because if you eat the big one, you
eat the whole
stop.
thing. You can't stop.
Yeah.
And it's like 300 calories, no trans fat. Let's see, total sugars 0, added sugars 0, and then 4 grams of protein.
Okay.
Now that doesn't sound like a lot to somebody, but it's like if all you're trying to do is get that little bit of protein to taste that snack out of you, that's perfect. And it's a small bag. Yes, I have 2 bags. I will say that honest. I do have 2 bags, but you got to make those little cuts there, here and there, and you make that longevity to it, and it makes the difference.
So let's talk about that then. So again, I'm just curious because you just jumped right in, right? No research, but you knew that you were counting.
Yep. I was counting calories. That was the big thing for me. That was the first thing.
When did you start counting? What was your number that you were trying to?
I was trying to stay at 2,500 calories a day.
Okay.
25 to 2,800 calories a day. That was my target for the first time. And if I was staying under that, that was good.
Did you already kind of know what you were at before that, and that was already a deficit, or?
In what regard? Like,
how'd you know to stay? How'd you choose that number?
I did know that that was kind of the goal, as they say, like 2,000 or so. And I was looking at like, how much am I eating a day? And then I started doing some math in my head. I'm like, I'm having like 3,000 to 4,000 a day.
Right. Okay.
That's not good. So if I can start cutting that in half, that started making a difference. And I just went to the basic chicken and rice. Yep. And just started doing it like that. Now that I'm type 2 diabetic, I found out, if you don't get the right rice, it'll screw up your cholesterol and blood sugar and that stuff.
That's what I read.
Yeah. It's apparently coconut oil, I've heard, is pretty good to cooking it. It takes it. I'm like, all right, well, that sounds interesting.
So would you pre-cook the chicken and rice?
I pre-cook the chicken. I know people say, don't get the breaded chicken. I'm like, I still wanted the breaded just to have it. So I started finding chicken and stuff that was a low calorie or very low on the breaded chicken. And I would cook that. And I would just have that in the freezer, or I would have like chicken nuggets. I know chicken nuggets. The
microwavable ones?
The little microwave ones are like the little chicken nuggets, and having to be like, I had to start cutting those down because I'd eat the bag and be like, I can just have more because it's just chicken. No, you got to not eat too much. You can't overeat. Right. That's the other issue.
Yeah. So you do this, okay? And sorry to cut in here. But
good.
So you're in this mode. You're starting to change up everything, right? What you're eating per day, and it seems like you're on the right path. How often are you thinking about Whataburger and pizza and everything else?
More than you think about it, but I've noticed it, and especially with my new stuff that I'm on with medication because my doctor said, and I'll get into the story of what I was going for here, and then he's like, you need to doctor up pretty much to get to your last goal. Medications really help like subdue that desire of having it. That's why getting smart snacks of doing like nuts or other small stuff to eat helps you not want to eat chips or not want to eat sugar, because it's that natural sugar that you get that you want to taste, and so you don't have that desire to have a really high kind of like a cookie or something like that. Because at work they do cookies because of the FBO. They just do it for pilots.
Son of a bitch.
And it's really hard. Every time I walk by it, it's like, that's a brand smelling
right?
cookie. Nope, keep walking by it. There's some mentality. You got to do it. You just got to try to find it and be like, okay, no, Can't have that.
Yeah, and my desk is right next to those damn cookies, and I see them every day.
Well, no, see, you just see the cookies. I have to walk in the back office where they're making them, and it comes out, and then I just smell it. I'm like, damn. No, don't eat it. And then I've told the girls up front, if you see me eating it, yell at me and say, Ian, don't eat that.
Do you remember your first? Because you've had to, and if you say no, I'll believe you. But what was your first cheat? When did you ever go back and been like, I went through the drive-thru late at night. You know, maybe you weren't stopping the alcohol, or you had your first alcohol on a weekend. You're like, I'm going to order this. I was
still in college and I was still drinking stuff. So there's times when I went and got like a patty melt or something like that. But then I started looking and I'm like, man, that's good. Holy crap. It's that many calories. No, I really shouldn't be having this.
1,300 calories.
Yeah. But sometimes I'd have to be like, I really haven't eaten today or whatever stuff. That's okay.
So okay.
But that was a problem, because if you don't eat during the day, then when you eat it, you get this massive spike that I find out, especially with my type 2, of how much of the spike with your blood sugar and all this stuff, which is not good. So then having these random spikes, you want to balance. You don't want spikes up and down. Yeah.
And speak on this if you know this then, because there's times, and I've done this for a long time, where I might fast.
Yeah.
Where maybe I don't eat a day, or maybe I don't eat most of the day, but then I have a meal, something like that. But I think I'm doing.
What kind of meal, if you don't mind me asking? Are you going for more protein? Okay. You're
It could be random as hell, but it's a meal, right? I'm like, hey, I'm hungry. I did my disservice of not eating all day. Cool. Is that doing me a disservice?
Yes and no, and as the best way to describe it, because every person's different. Everyone's got ideas that you're supposed to follow. And look, I'm just getting back. Everyone listening to this, I'm not an expert.
He's not an expert.
Yeah.
This is back from my doctor and talking about stuff. And my mom's really helped me with this, because she's not type 2, but she's right on the borderline of pre-diabetic to type 2 diabetic. So me and her are really working this together, and she's on my case. And my mom was a helicopter mom when I was a kid, and so she still is very good at that. Pretty much. But now she's doing it with the diet. She's like, "Oh, what did you have today?" I'm like, "Stop asking me." Okay, fine. But doing stuff like that, it's good and bad. Having that calorie deficit is great if you mix it with, say, hitting the gym. So you're not only having that deficit of not eating, but you're also burning the fat while you're in it. You're burning the natural fat in your body, so that when you have indulge, your body replaces some of that with the food. But if you just don't eat, your body's just taking the bad stuff in your body and not actually helping yourself.
Preserving it.
It's doing the opposite effect of what you want.
Yeah. Okay. What I've always heard and kind of thought about it too is like, if you don't eat all day, your body's like, oh shit, we need to start, whatever you eat needs to be stored, because we don't know when we're going to eat again.
Exactly.
So that's kind of how I've thought about it, but I still, but I still have that thought in my mind. I'm like, oh, I haven't eaten all day. I can eat whatever. You know what I mean? I have that same thought in my mind.
And I'll still do the fast. Like, I try to stop eating after 8 o'clock. And
there's windows of time too.
There's time when especially when I'm in bed, because I'm sleeping. I want to get into a deep sleep. I will say my medication has helped me sleep more. That has been
What's the medication?
If you don't mind,
But let me see if I can pull it up.
Is this is the medication for the diabetes?
For the diabetes, and for the blood sugar, and for the cholesterol. Right. It's a whole 9 yards that I got hit with.
It's like
so the diabetes, you're going to have metformin, and
I'm on metformin, and
it's like a Walgreens receipt. He's actually pulling out a Walgreens receipt of everything.
I'm pulling my clinic crap.
No.
Walgreens receipt book.
I go to HEB. Come on. As it slowly loads. There we go.
But yeah, so I mean, metformin. You said you were on Ozempic as well, right?
Yeah, I'm on the Ozempic.
How has that been?
That was a little weird for me. I will be dead honest, because I've never taken a shot for anything, or that was something brand new for me. I'm on metformin. I'm on I cannot Pravasta.
Sounded out.
Yeah, dude,
Preveste.
Something like I'm already dyslexic, so this does not help me.
Dude, I'm probably in the same boat as you.
Yeah. For Parvestelin, something like that. And someone's going to say it and be like, "Oh, it's that."
Yeah. Okay. Here, can I try it?
Someone's yelling
can I try and pronounce some of these?
Sure. Yeah. It's like looking at Latin. What the hell?
Pravastatin.
Something like
Pravastatin.
Yep.
There's Ozempic.
Yep. couple stuff to check blood sugar,
glucose test. Yeah, okay. I don't want to go into stuff with that. Metformin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Foreman Grill. Is that George Foreman Grill? Is that what that is?
I take metformin and I take Ozempic as well.
Yeah.
So when you take the Ozempic, where do you shoot? Do you do it in your leg, or do you do it in your stomach?
That's the one thing I don't have. I've worked years to try to get an ass. I have no
Really?
Dude, I can squat.
Squats?
I'm squatting 300. I'm leg pressing 640.
You know what you're not doing? You're not smacking your ass. You gotta smack it, and it
I keep trying to
swells
have
up.
some like my girlfriends, like, or not girlfriends, but friends of the girls, like, hey, come to the gym with me so I can work. No, they never come. I'm like, damn it.
See, what you got to do is you got to start twerking, man. That's what get those muscles going.
I got no button. I've tried.
Chris twerks before every recording.
That's what I do.
It's what works.
I did it
Some
before you
people
got
wear
here.
the lucky underwear.
I don't know. There's some vines up here that's curtains. That's what he's doing behind it. Okay.
And we got these velvet curtains, you just got to set the mood.
The key word was velvet because he wanted to put some music on behind it.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
I mean, you can stand on this table.
I don't know.
We're not recording it. No.
Is that what the other cameras are for? Okay.
This is going too far.
No, it's not going far enough. We don't have details yet. We don't have side. Come on, no. I do it in my stomach.
You do it in the stomach? Okay, cool. Yeah, because when I first started taking it, that was my, I didn't know what.
Well, Chris, you do it in the neck, right?
Right in the jugular. No. I used to do it on my thigh.
Do you still do it?
Because I saw a thing. Yeah, I'm on it still. Or I got back on it because that was part of the big slide for me. Is I got off it and I was like, when you get off of Ozempic, and I found this out, personally, you have like this insatiable hunger. Like,
well, it suppresses hunger. Is that the purpose of Ozempic?
It does help suppress hunger, and so does the metformin as well.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you guys this, because when people do the stomach tie,
The gastro. Yeah. I'm proud that I never did that, because the problem that I found with people doing that is that they do that and then they eat
the same.
They eat the same and they're like, oh, I'm full. And then they get off it and then they eat the old way and then they go back.
They don't change anything else. They think, oh, I did this, I'm good. With Ozempic, do you guys have the same sort of feeling? Like, again, I feel like there's an addiction to food, right? And so you're like, I do this, and it's hard to make changes based on food because that's your life now. You're on a routine.
I get that. And I've been telling them, like, I'm forcing myself to eat. That's why I'm having snacks and other stuff. Like when I'm at work, I'm working outside, so I'm always making sure I have nuts or other snacks, and I force myself. I mean, if I'm not super hungry, I'm also saying, let's eat, the smart food that I need to eat, so that I'm not, when I do get off this, because that's my goal, is to get off all medication so I can get my surgery, just because no one wants to be on meds their entire life.
Sure.
Right.
To get off it, and so that I still have that mental change of saying, eat more meals during the day, but eat smaller portions and eat higher protein and less calories.
Dude, that's the problem I have. I eat really quick, and before I eat so fast that my body goes, whoa, hey, you're full.
Yeah,
that's too late. I'm always like, dude, I'm already done.
You have that jail food eating?
Yeah, right? I'm constantly hovering over my food.
Well, I'm the same with my dad. Me and him are the same way. Is literally go to the Lennox house and it's just, oh man, who eats first? No, well. No.
And my wife, she eats like this. So she'd be like, one bite. It's like, I timed it, and it's like 30 to 45 seconds per bite.
That's my best friend. He feels so guilty when he sits next to me. Like, dude, just eat. It's fine. You're okay.
Well, that's how you're supposed to eat, actually.
That's how you're supposed to eat.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
We're just,
to me, it's like, how do you not eat quick? It's so good.
Right.
It's like, I want efficiency.
That's the American in you that when, like, you've been overseas probably, right?
Yes.
Where have you been? I'm curious.
Iraq.
First off, side note, thank you for your service for that. Can't hear
Thank you for your support.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Hey, I always wanted to, I wanted to go right out of high school, and then I went to college, and then Air Force did want me, so if I get down to 245, I could join up still. So that's another one of the goals in my head.
I'll tell you this, if you ever lose sleep about like, oh, I wish I would have, it's good and bad. You know what I mean? Like, just because you go the route doesn't mean you miss anything. It brings something, but like, I do look at people that didn't join and look at where they're going, right? I think there's just a mindset maybe that it brings, but yeah.
Well, see, that's why I'd go Air Force, because I have my degree, and then I go straight.
Chair Force. They call it Chair Force.
My grandfather's Lieutenant Colonel in full bird, so you can shut up over there.
I got Air Force in my family. We're good.
He'd order your ass around. No, I'd do it because I have my bachelor's, so I go straight officer school, and then I do it that way. So I'd be good.
Yeah, but then officers, they go through OCS, but they don't go through basic. You know,
that's exactly why I do it.
I know. Yeah,
I'm not an idiot.
It's smart. You're smart, baby.
Yeah. No, man, I didn't.
No, but I appreciate the support, dude.
Yeah.
I really do.
One of the things that I've noticed, especially when I go overseas, and I'll always remember it, we were in, my family's been fortunate enough. My dad he's a chemical engineer, works for Emerson.
Cool.
Just by chance, he got a job that pays really well when he was in school and stuff. He did it because he loved it, and he just ended up working out at the company he's now with for 40 plus years, which you don't hear too often.
You don't now.
Right.
You really don't. That's awesome.
I would love to work for a company for 40 plus years because I know they take care of him and do stuff well. Just pays him really well, and just it ended up working out that way. So I've had a chance to go overseas and realize I am this little dot in the world. I mean, unless I'm getting to government or something like that, there's not much.
Yeah, it's how you look at it. Sure,
but you're not.
I see what you're saying.
You know, if you I deflate my ego when I go over there, it's like, okay, I'm not as big as I think I am.
But it's good and bad. It's how you see that. It could either help when you see that. When you see people doing, like, you thought one thing and you go to a different country or company or who knows what, and you feel like, hey, I'm this actually a smaller speck in this bigger thing going on.
Oh yeah.
You can either take that as a motivational thing, or it keeps you down.
I've seen it as both. I've now used it as a drive to get to what I want to do. So,
good. I love that.
But one of the things I've noticed when I was in Paris was the food and how this, not just how it's done and prepared, is how long the meal takes.
I think it's pronounced Perry.
This isn't. You're not a Rick Perry fan. If you're about to go a full Rick Perry fan, it's going to be a different
Welcome
podcast.
to Paris France. I think that's Paris. Paris.
You're going to ratatouille on that. No, I can remember it. We had like 2.5 hour long meal, and it was just we were sitting right by the arch, and it was just a basic shop, and it was about an hour to 2 hour meal. In the American eyes, you sit there and eat as fast as you can and go. But this one, no, you sit and enjoy it. You talk at a very small portion size. When I was first there, I was like, oh, this is stupid. But when I left, I'm like, I really liked that.
Do they give you espresso and stuff too?
Well, I don't drink coffee.
Okay. But was that a thing too?
None of my family drinks coffee, but yeah, you could have all that stuff. But that's how they did it.
Well, that's kind of like the American thing, right? The American thing is efficiency. It's like burn and turn, get them out. We need to fill the seat as many times this evening as possible. And they're just like experience and
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, how I put it is America is profits. Other countries, to your example, is the people.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe. Or culture. Maybe it's just the culture piece.
I say there's more culture with it too.
They stick to old culture ways, like,
But hey, it's not that bad. There's some good things about that culture as well.
Yeah.
It's got its highlights and such.
I really enjoy seeing French people or, I guess European people complain about Americanized food like pizza. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not pizza. This is pizza, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, it's good. Okay. Shut up.
We just made it better and more
high calorie.
Let me ask you, pineapple on pizza?
Ooh,
no one's judging you.
Yes, you are.
No, I prefer.
Okay. My best friend loves it on it. I'm 50-50 if I'm in the mood for it. But I understand the mix of the sweet and salty to it. It's a good ratio.
It's a combination.
If it's done correctly. But when it's overdone on it, you're just tasting the pineapple.
See, I don't like Hawaiian pizza. What I like is pepperoni, jalapeno. Maybe some sausage, but that's optional.
You got the sausage in the army, let's be fair.
And then the pineapple. That is a great combo.
No pineapple.
Funny enough, though, with my Medusa and stuff, I'm high protein now, so I'll do my mom's like, go get the meat lover special pizza, just don't eat the crust. That's where he makes the thing.
You sick son of a bitch. Of course I'm gonna eat the crust.
I know, but that's one of the things. Like, it can be a really thin sliced pizza.
What if it's stuffed crust?
I'll probably have a bite. That's the thing. Is like,
okay,
learn to control yourself. That's what makes the big thing.
Here's a question for you. Mm-hmm. Whenever you made this change, how long? It's almost like quitting smoking. I feel like, right? Routine, addiction, in a way. There's all these chemicals that shoot off. How long did it take before you saw that you've changed? Right? You didn't have these urges as much.
First 2 weeks were the hardest, like it is for when you cut for anything. It took about a month and a half to when I really started noticing the difference. Like, I stopped in the mirror, I'm like, I don't mind that much. I put on a shirt and like, this fits loose. This is kind of weird. Okay. It's been a hot minute. My proudest thing is I've gone from a 56 waist down to an actual 44.
Nice. What?
Yeah, nice. That was like 56. And
how long did that take you?
That took me 4 years.
Okay. So you were an extreme change. You just changed your whole lifestyle and you slowly started seeing.
The big thing is your lifestyle change. Everyone that tries to do these quick fixes, great. You fix it for
but you don't
6
see
months,
it when you want it.
You don't see it when you want it, and then you get frustrated and depressed by it, and you go back to the old ways because like, oh, I guess it didn't work. No, it's a lifestyle change. That's what you got to make the change on. So your goal of getting to a year, that is great. I'm glad you made a lot of good choices to get to that, but you're not where you want to be, are you?
No, not at all. So basically what we thought was, you know, when you have a year-long goal like that, right? And that's the only goal. Like when you're in month 1, oh man, I got 11 months. I can have this pizza.
Yep.
Oh, I can do this. You know, I got 10 more months to go.
Yep.
And so that was the issue that I've really ran into. And then especially because we did it over the holidays as well.
Yeah, that's hard.
That was really hard. And then, and during that, you know, I was on Ozempic, which was really helping. And I think I lost 35 pounds.
You lost an amount, and I don't know. You can speak on it of where you've been at fluctuation, or if you plateaued it and you stayed that way. I don't know. But.
Yeah. So, I mean, I lost 35 pounds and then, you know, got off the Ozempic just because, like they weren't refilling my prescription.
Why?
And because I had to go back to the doctor.
And you didn't go back.
And I didn't have time. Like there was so busy, so many things going on.
And you hate
and my
going to the doctor.
And you hate going to the doctor.
Let's be real.
You get depressed when you go to the doctor.
Let's be real. You didn't like going to the doctor. That's
I hate doctor's offices. Like I have like a phobia of it. It's weird.
My grandfather was the same way.
Yeah.
My dad looks at like, what is wrong with you Comnix that you don't like going to the doctor? But he goes for all the little strip. But
I hear that my grandpa, he would, you know, he's one of those people who drink a teaspoon of vinegar and say, I'm okay.
Right. Yeah. So, and so I got off track and then, got off track but now, you know, I went back to the doctor, got back on the Ozempic and I am watching what I'm eating now. And I'm still, to be brutally honest, right now I'm back at 392. When I was down to like 370, I think it was 371. So I've gained a lot back. Like I said, it was an insatiable hunger that you could not, like you could have, I could eat a whole pizza and still be hungry kind of feel.
What do you feel is your biggest, it seems like the change in lifestyle because you go to weekends or you're off of work and it's routine, maybe. What do you feel? Is that kind of the right direction that I'm thinking, or what's your biggest wall that you to get to climb over?
Biggest wall is just not wanting to cook. You know what I mean?
You're on Factor 75 though.
I'm getting my first one tomorrow.
So we just went through.
I'm about to do Factor as well. Yeah.
Have you had it?
I have not actually. Well, I did have it. Someone at work at my old job had it. And I really liked it. I'm like, this looks like a good plan.
Yep.
I did the math out. It's about the same I'd spend at HEB a week.
Right.
So I'm doing it that way.
It depends how much you order, but let's say between like $5 to $10 a meal. Right. Depending what the deal that, you know, hey,
I get 8 meals a week.
But these are microwave meals. We've done it a few times. We actually canceled and we reordered a few weeks later, and we just went through the first week here, which we should be getting, I think, or maybe a second order. But these are microwave meals that you take 2 minutes to microwave them, and they're freaking good.
Yeah.
They are good. And hey, if you were counting calories or protein heavy or whatever, they have options, and it's a really good microwave meal.
You hear that, Factor? We want to be sponsored. We're giving you
Sponsor
free
us.
advertisement right now.
Yeah, you got all these big guys here that are saying, let's do this.
Let's do this, baby.
Seriously. So yeah, that is something I'm going to get into because I can't stand cooking. It's especially cooking for one. Cooking for one is so hard, right? Because you end up having like all these leftovers and you're like, oh, I'm going to eat the same thing for a week.
That is one thing that I actually fell in love with my weight loss was actually cooking.
I was going to ask you if
I really, when I'm at this point now of like really controlling stuff, the Factor I know is going to help me out with really controlling with portion control, but I love cooking.
But the thing is I see you, but there's a workaround. You say, hey, I'm going to cook this for 2 and I'm going to reheat the second part for the next day or later that day, whatever.
Yeah, but you say that and then you're like, oh, this is just,
but you need to stick to that. That's again, the hard part is sticking to whatever you say.
The sticking to it part is what I'm having issues with.
Yeah.
One of the tricks that I've used is changing my plate size. I know that might sound really silly, but if you're using like people like, oh, you got your regular dinner plate and then you have your side plate. I use my side plate as my main dinner plate. So when I fill my plate, I'm like, oh, my plate's full. I'm mentally tricking myself.
And then you have little things on the side in case you feel hungry.
In case of like nuts or something like that to eat. And so I've got my sides, but I'm reducing my portion size by just tricking myself.
So you need to be ahead of yourself in terms of groceries or whatever you're doing, because the moment you get done and let's say you make that decision, I'm not going to order groceries or I'm not going to go to the store. Now your only options
is to hit the fast food or to hit the gas station.
Correct.
My Achilles heel is gas station.
Taquitos?
Yeah, honestly, yes.
I love taquitos,
when I was not working and those were what saved me when I didn't have a job. Yep, hitting the 7-Eleven, those like steak taquitos. Yep, 100%.
I like the Monterey Jack, or what is it? The Monterey taquitos.
Mm-hmm.
It's like chicken and it's like,
yep.
Oh, it's so good.
The thing is, I got an air fryer. I get them at the store and then I take them home and then reheat it in it so it actually be perfect when I got home.
I'll say this: I actually enjoy their pizza.
They have the slices.
By the slice. If it's fresh.
Yep.
If it's fresh.
If it's fresh. QT has really good.
Yeah, QT is really good too. Yeah.
And this is really bad for the guy, but QT is really good because I used to work at Millionaire of Austin and we had a QT right outside of ABIA. If we had time, this probably would be like, dude, you can get grilled cheese. I'm like, you get grilled cheese at QT? What the hell do they got there?
They have a whole thing.
What else can I order?
Yeah, that became bad because
I like how we're talking about diets and we're like, this is my guilty pleasure.
Well, see, and this is why I say it. I can sit there and I can think about it like, also, I don't want that because it's like, I know what it is, but talking about it is like, I can get it out of my head instead of just eating it. I can mentally get it out.
See, this is how I relate to it, because I do the same thing with the food, but the thing that I've done a noticeable change on, and I say this as we're drinking whiskey and stuff like that, but
to be fair, I've got like a shot in here and this is perfect for me.
It's great, isn't it though?
Oh, it's real smooth.
Yeah.
They didn't get Johnny Walker, which I'm a little bit disappointed on. But
so I didn't see that you responded and I was busy last night. I was like, fuck. And so we grabbed this. I apologize. Next time. Next time. But this, it's called...
See, they already got me for next time because I'm making them laugh too much.
I can't wait. It's called Limousine Rye, age 6 years. And the smell, you're like, okay, I'm afraid a little bit. But it's so smooth.
Yeah, we forgot. I forgot to say in the beginning what we're drinking. So you got Limousine Rye, smooth, very nice.
Yep.
I'm drinking Buffalo Trace.
That is good. I've had that.
Which is really, really good.
My other thing would be, I've had Maker's Mark. I love Maker's Mark.
Yep. Maker's Mark is good.
Actually,
that's a staple.
My folks are they came back from today, but they were up in Tennessee, I think. Yeah, Tennessee. They got free tickets to the
Kid Rock.
No, to the PGA Championship up there.
Oh,
and they ended up staying in the Maker's Mark Hotel just by
chance.
That's
a thing.
That is a thing, or is first ever served. Yep.
Where's it at?
Sounds like a new RBM adventure is what it sounds like.
While you look that up, let me finish what I was going to say was, I remember just drinking is a thing, but I've gotten so much into a point of like, when I drink, I don't like the next day how I feel. And then as you get older, it kind of drags out. So the next few days you're feeling off. And me, I've made a decision. I'm like, I can pick and choose when I drink, but also when I stop drinking. I every now and then there's days where I'm like, okay, I'm going ham.
Yeah,
all right, this is going to be like 4 a.m. night, type of thing. But overall, I feel like I've matured in this realm to know when I'm stopping, putting the liquor to my mouth.
Yeah, and that was kind of the issue with me as well, right? So like all through my 20s, and trust me, I absolutely love my group of friends, but literally all we did was drink, which I think a lot of people do that, you know what I mean? But
to get everyone an age here, I am the youngest. I'm only 29. So
you're 29?
I'm 29. Yeah.
Wow.
I make friends with guys that are older than me or younger than me. Never my
How
age.
old do you think I am?
Military, I'd probably say like 38.
I'll be 37 this year. Close enough.
He's got the gray in the beard, so that's what makes it
salt and pepper. Salt and pepper.
And he's in the Army, so I know his bones are probably broken over there already. So
my knees, my lower back, my neck, and my back.
You'll agree with on this with weight loss. It is amazing that difference you start to feel in your bones and your knees and such. I think he's like, it feels so much better. It makes you want to work out more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it feels so much better.
How many times have you gone back? Have you been pretty straight arrow, or have you? How many times have you
stopped getting off the scale because I hated it? And I just started noticing it when I was dropping. I think my biggest, I was at a 5XL to 6XL t-shirt.
Okay.
And I'm now down to a 3XL T. And I know that set doesn't say it seems like big, but I'd probably be down to a 2XL if I didn't need the tall because I'm 6'4".
Sure.
And
you are tall.
I'm a big guy. Yeah.
I thought I was like, I'm 6 foot, but then you look taller than 6'4". I'm like, hello.
Yeah. And then I stand next to people that are 6'5". I'm like, no, I'm really not. Can't lie on my dating profile anymore. No, I'm 6'4". Yeah.
Short king.
Yeah. hate it when girls are like, oh, he has to be over 6 foot. I'm like, you don't even know what 6 foot is.
Right.
No, but during this, how many times have you gone back? Like Chris, he was talking about like, hey, I was doing this, I got somewhere, but the long term of it, I just, you say, fuck it. You just keep going back. And next thing you know, months go by and you're like, I'm just back in the same, because I'm having a good time. I'm happy. I'm doing what I want, say whatever. Did you ever experience those things where you go back?
I did whenever I'd move, because then I didn't have a good routine of wherever I was, and I was like, oh, I just want to know what's around the area. Let me get some fast food, doing it this way. There's certain times where I'll drive certain ways now, so I don't pass by certain restaurants, or I don't pass by certain gas stations, because I know if I stop, I'm going to go in. So sure. My mom's like, your toll bill is terrible. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not buying this fast food, that fast food, because I'm taking the tolls.
I'm actually saving money.
I will pay more in tolls, so my gut doesn't feel as bad, and I don't buy fast food.
And years on your life.
Yep, that too.
Yeah, man. Although
the way I drive, I don't know if it's going to save me, because I get in my car pretty fast.
What do you drive?
Toyota Camry.
It looks nice.
I love it because it's still the V6 one, so it's the 2019. It's the better looking one for all the Camrys that you bring into work. I hate the infotainment system on it. That it sticks up. Mine's stuck in. It looks really nice inside. And I have more legroom in that than I do in some trucks, which is funny.
I thought Paul Walker was with you. Like, this is a nice car outside. I was like, damn.
And I've done some custom on it. I'm doing more, and I'm gonna. This is the first car I've actually had that I want to customize.
You ever had a Paul Walker?
No, I haven't wrapped around a tree yet.
No. It's a
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to meet you. I'm going to meet you with what you said. A Paul Walker is a fireball shot followed by a car bomb.
God, no. No, but I want my
You're not alone.
I want my Skyline right now.
Okay.
I've had times where I'm going really well, and then I have a drop off, but then I go really well.
But you learn from it. You make changes based on that, because you go, okay, I did this. Okay, I can't do that again, so I need to do this. One
thing, and I'll sit there and say Factor is great, or hopefully it'll be really good. Another great thing that I found out is HEB does those meal simples.
Yeah, I've heard those.
What is it?
Yeah. It's a meal simple plan. If you pull it up, like you have I'm guessing you have the HEB app, they have these meal simple things, and they were talking about it that firefighters use them because they're great. They're all made home and fresh, and you can get ones that are low calories.
Right up front, you buy them. Yeah, we get those all the time.
Yeah, the little thing, they're great for, because you say you hate cooking and doing that stuff.
You can get like Asian food, Mexican food, Italian food.
Careful when you look at it, because if they've got the plain, like some of the ones we're taking, you pour their own sauce on. If you take out the pour sauce and just have it as is, it takes away those added calories or added sugar.
Right.
I found little tricks like that have helped me. Those are great too, because they're expensive. They're like $5 to $7, and you got to find the right ones for the low calorie and stuff. But those I do that have really helped me to control when I eat. But that's why the Ozempic and all that's going to help, because it's making me not want to eat as much. So I force myself to have the meal, and then I'm like, oh, I don't really need any more food except for little snacks here and there.
Right.
Do you feel your body, your stomach making noises?
Sometimes, yeah. I did notice
while
that
on
this
Ozempic?
week. This is my second week. I've only been on this for 2 weeks now.
Because I remember I was back home, I think it was like a year ago, and my cousin, we were talking about, weight and all this stuff, and he mentioned Ozempic. This is before the whole conversation started and commercials and all that.
Before it became a huge thing.
Yeah. It's like, let's get you diabetic. So
he goes, I have a doctor. Okay. She'll prescribe you. And I'm like, I thought about it, but I never got back to him. But he was like, I feel younger. I feel more energized. The wife went on it, and all that. Everyone went,
and she became so much hotter. I wanted to sleep with her again.
Well, he was saying stuff I won't say here, but they were having more fun together.
Right. Yeah.
So I was like, cool.
You're like, thanks. I'm glad my life's getting that bad.
Yeah. And then this is kind of random, but I saw this today, or I think yesterday, but there's an article on teens or people were buying gas station Ozempic.
What?
I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know if it was like those gas station boner pills type of thing or whatever, but they're like, do not buy whatever this is at these gas stations.
I mean, the main thing about it is it's semaglutides, and there's other things other than Ozempic. There's Wegovy. There's a third one.
The metformin, I hate it.
Yeah.
I mean,
what do you hate?
I guess I just said what it was.
Wegovy?
No.
Or semaglutides?
Well, that I was saying the other meds that I'm on, the metformin.
Metformin.
just because I've never really taken pills and a lot of stuff, it has made me vomit so much.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The same thing with
and I've also found
Ozempic.
if I don't eat if like my food's not fresh, I've noticed it. I have a little more sensitive stomach. I've probably lost a lot of weight in the past 2 weeks because I've thrown it up a lot.
Yeah. How often?
I've thrown up like 3 or 4 times in the past 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it makes you kind of nauseated when you first get on it. Once you get on it for a little bit, you get a little bit better. But
but definitely have it with food. This is the one thing in the morning. I eat HEB does this chicken breast it's lightly breaded, and I will have it for my breakfast with it, just it's nice chicken, and then I have it with that medicine, and I feel a lot better now during the day. But I would be like, oh, it's fine, I'll just take it without it. No, I felt nauseous all day.
Is it like training your body to get sick when you think or smell food or eat food? Is that what that is, or is just a lot for what it's going in?
It's what's that feeling when you got to throw up and it's just sitting right there in your stomach, but not throwing up. That's what the medication does.
Damn.
And it's annoying because I work outside all day, so I'm in this way, and it's finally now hot outside. I'm like, I'm dying out there.
Dude, rough.
So you work outside?
Yep, I work outside.
What exactly do you do?
I'm a line technician now.
What is that?
It's at Austin Executive Airport, so I fuel planes, I move planes, marshal planes, do the labs, do the help with cleaning them, moving hangars.
Okay. I did something like that when I was in between. And I found this late night job for like a couple hours with like UPS, and literally we would, with the things, bringing the planes in to taxi them. And then we would put all these things, I guess the mail in the boxes in. And it was the craziest, funnest, but also it's not something I wanted to do, but it was so unique.
Yeah, man. And I think working that job is really good for your weight loss as well, right?
You're walking around, you're active.
Do you count your steps in the day? Or?
Yeah, actually, I know my watch doesn't look like a smartwatch, and this is why I love this watch.
It looks like a dumb watch.
It's actually really nice. It actually counts my steps.
What is it? What brand?
It's Withins.
Withins?
Yeah, Withins. I like to click on the button on the side.
Why things? Click on the button on the side.
Yep.
It blows up.
See, full smartwatch, and you can scroll through for steps and everything.
Dick pic.
Right. Wait, it does not do anything.
There.
But that's cool.
What do you got? What do you got?
This is the Samsung one that David gave me. I'm looking at the Garmin ones.
The Garmins.
Garmins are good. Yeah, see.
Oh, that's cool.
That's all my stuff. And I like it because it looks like an old school watch. I only did 5,700 steps today.
Oh, light day.
5,000. Well, because
it must have been
slow. We had 2 planes before 12. That's it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
But
hey, is there anybody that stands out to you that showed up at the airport that you're like?
Not at exec. When I worked Millionaire at ABI, day one, I met Megan Fox.
What'd you say?
She's a lot shorter than you think she is.
Yep. Did you talk to her or just saw her?
I just saw her, and this is when she was still engaged to Machine Gun Kelly.
Wait, are they not together?
No.
Dude, I'm so disconnected from.
Yeah. No.
So you're saying there's a chance.
He was as tall as me, and I was like, damn, I'm surprised by that. She is short.
How short? Like
Probably legally like 5'2", 5. I know she says like 5'4", but when you see like pictures online, she looks bigger. But then you see her in person, it's like, oh, hi.
You like palm her face with your hand.
I'm just like, man, all those fantasies are coming through in my head right now.
Welcome, Megan.
Pretty much.
I mean, some people have come through Austin Exec. I mean,
we've had some smaller names come through. The country singer came through. I'm blanking on
Dirks Bentley.
Yep, he's come through.
Who?
Dirks Bentley.
Dirks?
Yep. He flew his own plane.
Yeah, he has a plane called Getting Drunk on a Plane. It's funny that he doesn't come in drunk.
Yeah. Oh, no, I remember you sent the picture of that guy. Yeah. Okay. Shout out Dirks.
Even though we signed a non-disclosure to not say these people coming in.
Yeah, but also it was like 3 months ago. So
yeah,
I mean, when it was F1, I was working Millionaire. I met every race team I met.
Is Millionaire all private? It's kind of the same.
Yeah. So there's
you
private
work at the same company.
Well, no.
I work at Austin Executive, which is Hendrickson Airport up in Pflugerville.
And I work for a rental car company.
Different airports.
At different airports.
Who works at the better company?
I get paid more. Well, he's a manager. You're a manager.
Yeah, I manage. So, I mean, they both have their own things, right? Yep. I mean, I get to go to all the different FBOs and things like that. You're there at the same FBO all day.
Yep.
And you work outside. I get to
who's
be in the AC.
Who's better?
if we're talking non-weight loss, he's better because he gets to sit inside all day. For weight loss, I'm outside in the heat all day.
So he's better.
Yeah.
I'm putting,
in that sense.
putting
Yeah, in that sense.
Ian's better.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Just want to put it on the table.
I love Austin Exec. I miss my guys at Millionaire. The crew I had working at Millionaire, I do miss that.
I know exactly what you're talking about. There's just a certain group of people. Sometimes you're like, I love this crew.
Yeah.
But the overall thing just doesn't fit me for some long term.
Come up here, guys. You'll get paid more to do the same thing and less.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is one of those things, though, right? Like a crappy job can be made so much better with a good group of people.
Oh, when you have a good crew to work with, 100%.
Yeah.
Can we do something kind of off topic a little bit, but same topic, just a little different? Can you, as if though you're talking to somebody right now, that they just need that drill sergeant mother mentality, okay? Say as if though you're talking to somebody, something that you need to hear.
That I needed to hear in what regard?
To get started, to get fucking going, to make a change in your fucking life right now. I want you to make this little, you got the stage, you got the mic, okay? Act as if here, Chris is right here. Talk to Chris and say the things that you needed to hear to Chris right now.
I like being able to see my own dick.
That just went zero.
Hey, go on. As a big guy, it sounds silly, but it felt so damn good when I could, without sucking in my gut or point, I can see my dick when I look down.
Did you ever use a mirror?
No, I never had to do that.
I'm just asking for a friend.
But I'm saying it's a thing that I could look straight down and I could see my dick. That was a huge feeling that
What'd
day.
you say to it the first time you saw it?
Hi, I haven't seen you in a while.
buddy.
No.
I'll look at you.
I'm sorry. Women like big guys, but they like in shape big guys.
Yeah.
And it gets really depressing because it's like, oh, you look cute when you show you're on a dating profile and you don't show your whole body because you hate looking at yourself. You want to be able to sit there and show your whole body on the dating profile and be like, I want you to like me for me. I've lost weight. I'm still losing more weight, but you got to like me for me. That was the big thing for me.
Drill sergeant.
I've had girls. Some of my friends. They're like, we always liked you as a friend. Now we like you. If you looked like you did now back then, we probably would have gone out on dates with you. Right. And there were so many girls that like all my friends like, dude, you have such hot girlfriends. Yeah, but I never got to date them because I was too overweight. So they just saw me as a friend. Now they're like, oh, that's great. But then most of them have kids or in a really long-term relationship.
Right. Yeah.
Which sucks. But
Missed the window.
That's what I needed to hear is like, I'm fuckable again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I know that sounds weird, but that is a good feeling is like girls actually want to get with me and stay the night. And it's not just, you're not paying for it. You're not, they want you for you.
Right. And
I know we sat there and Joe was like, oh, why would you pay for it? It's like, because it gets really lonely when you're a big dude and no one wants to even look at you.
Yeah.
And you hate looking you hate looking at yourself because then you don't want to look at mirrors. You hate all of it. That was my driving factor. It's like, I know people said this like, oh, I want to work out to look good. No, you want to work out to look good naked.
Right.
As silly as that sounds.
You want to work out to
help yourself and all that stuff, but you want to look good naked for the other person.
Right. You want to be attractive enough to find somebody to be with. Yeah. To not be lonely. You can be with your homies all day, every day.
I mean, I know the Army and they taught you probably some weird stuff and that's your own thing and your wife don't even know about that.
Don't ask, don't tell.
But I'm kind of normal over here and I go Air Force, so I actually like women.
Damn, dude, I've known you an hour and 7 minutes. Okay, I love you.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that are Army, so.
All right, so that was the most laid back drill sergeant voice I've ever heard. By the way, but
that's what I needed to hear.
Correct. What do you think? Actually, back on you, Ian. Sorry, I looked at Chris just now and I was like, no.
Oh, his name's Chris, not David. Right.
That's right. But was that your driving force before, or did you have a little bit of aha moment during the time you go, oh, I love that, and that was the driving force?
A little bit of the driving moment was when Texas State tradition is when you graduate, you jump in the river.
Yeah,
and I love that. And I was like, man,
Barton Springs?
No, the river right behind at Texas
San
State
Marcos
campus.
River.
San Marcos River. Oh. When everyone was like, go and float the river, you sit for 3.5 hours, and you just float the river and drink beer, and you go down the little stuff all the way.
Gotcha.
I will still remember to say I was struggling to get out of the river when I jumped in. I was like, okay, that needs to change. And then a girl had jumped in just a bikini, and I'm like,
I want to wear a bikini.
I'm like, man, where were you when I was in school, or where were you in one of my classes? Man, I wish I could have gone out with you.
Right.
Now I'm like at that point where, yeah, I can't go out with them. Hell, the last girl I was with, and I wish I was in love with her because she would fell head over heels for me. And I really tried for a year. Like everyone's saying, oh, don't lead her on. I'm like, I really tried because I was with someone for 5.5 years. And so I know what real love is, and I wanted that, but I just never fell in love with her. But in a sense, it also felt really good that someone wanted me for me.
Right.
Hell, I'm not usually one to sleep with someone on the first date. We end up sleeping on the first date.
Yeah,
that was such a morale booster for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that sounds really bad that you just had sex with her and you don't love her. And
no,
I'm sorry. Girls have this moment where there's like, I need to get laid. Guys have that too, but as a big dude, it is really fucking hard.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We met on Hinge, and everyone can sit there and say whatever they want, but that is one of the best ways to help, unless you've got friends that help set you up with something.
Sure.
Which I'm trying to get my best friend. His wife is a nurse. I'm like, come on, you can send me some of the crazy ones.
I'll say this is back in my dating days, it's so scary to talk to a girl because someone shutting you down can be one of the most fearful things.
Yeah.
You almost need to be at a point where you go, I don't give a shit how this turns out. Because someone goes, what's worse going to happen? She says, no. You go up there and she screams, get out of my face. Yeah. Get out.
Or you walk up to him and it's like, oh, I'm a man. Shit. Yeah. That's 2024.
Hello.
Yeah.
I've been waiting.
For sure. The dating portion of it all is definitely a big driving factor for sure.
It is, yeah. And then I've got friends that are girls. They're actually proud of me. Like, I know one of them, the girl I've had a crush on for years. It was me and a friend had a falling out because of other stuff.
Do you want to say her name?
Lindsay. I've always had a crush on her. She knows she knows that I'm still crazy about her.
Okay.
But I was never her type because I was always a big guy. So I'm like, come to the gym with me, come work out. And so me and her become really solid friends, and I give her shit because I'm her longest relationship she's ever had just as friends. She's like, I can't commit to anyone. I was like, Lindsay, we've been friends for now 7 years. She's like, shit, how did that happen? I'm like,
I just met you yesterday. No, it was 7 years ago, dude.
Yeah. But it was hard because it was one of my friend's sister, and now we're not friends anymore, so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, there you go. Any listeners out there, looking for a nice tall big guy?
I feel like that's what happens. I mean, sometimes you meet your sister's friend.
Okay, I know it sounds silly. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're a big dude. You got to like big women." I'm like, no, I like a woman smaller than me.
Yeah. And
it shouldn't be that hard because I do get hit on by women bigger than me, but I'm like, I don't find it because I know. One, I used to be really big, and I've lost a fair amount of weight. I'm still a big dude. I'm 320, balancing in there.
You look, I know I just met you, but based on your story, you look great.
Thank you. Yeah. But the big thing is, I joke, I have better side boob than a lot of women. And that was, I was planning.
Can we see them?
I was actually.
Show us your tits, dude.
At the end of this month, I was supposed to get a surgery done. There was supposed to be an elective surgery to have chest reduction and then eventually get stomach reduction done. But then we'll get into that more. But they did the test, and that's what they did the blood work. And like, you might be diabetic. We need to get this taken care of first and get your blood level down, blood sugar down, get all that down. And then in 3 months, hopefully get that surgery done.
I was going to say was maybe, a grain of salt with what I'm saying here. But would you not want to see how far you can take this and where you kind of like, this is where I'm at? Then you do something like that.
That's the other thing is I hadn't gone on the scale in a while and everything. I thought I was down to 280 pounds. No, I was really still at like 300, 320 because I had dropped so much. My waist size had gone down so much. My shirts had gone down so much. Skin and fat was just hanging. I was like, oh, I got to be down there. Like, and then when they get the blood work done, I'm like, man, this is not a good. It was just pretty much a hit in the face that entire week.
Have you thought about those skin tight?
That's what, if I got the surgery done, what it would have done is literally taken this entire thing off.
It like folds the skin in tight to your body.
He would have cut those from wraps. Stomach or all the way to the back about 270 degrees, and then take off all the fat, and then I would wear pretty much a compression shirt for 2 months straight while my body forms to it. Yeah. And in December, what I've done is done stomach, and they said everyone loves them after that because you get a six pack that you didn't know you had hidden under there. Okay. Pretty much that is the helpful goal, but it's like you also hate them because they have to tone up the muscle.
You like pull out a cores six pack?
When the chest gets removed, it's really easy because it's just skin and fat. They don't even touch really any bone, so you don't even hurt.
Okay.
It's just you're then on a drainage pipe pretty much for a little bit, and then you're out for 2 weeks straight, and then you're in a compression shirt.
How much does that cost? Do you know?
I'm thanking mom and dad for that, because that was when I was 21. They're like, that was also, it was like, we'll pay for this when you get to the spot that you need to be at. So I thank mom and dad. Thank mom and dad.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? So when you're a big guy and you lose a lot of weight, your skin flaps down. It's a big problem.
And you see it. I see videos all the time. It's insane.
I see big guys and they lose weight and then they go back to their old self because they look in the mirror and they see it, and it's like, you can see it.
Yeah.
It is so annoying when you can see it. When you're a fat dude, you just see one blob. You don't see, oh, I have this, I have that. When you lose the weight, you just see it hanging there, and you hate it because you just want to get it cut off. And I mean, hell, I don't know if you've had the thoughts at times, I just want to take a knife to myself and I know that's probably bad to say, but it's like, that's
be open.
That's what I wanted to do. Like, no, don't do that. That's not smart.
Do you feel I mean, everyone, trust me, everyone, and if you say, no, that's not me, you're 1 in a million. Okay. I feel like majority of people do have some sort of mental struggles, right? And say you never thought about something like that. Mm-hmm. It's just hard for me to believe that you never thought even the slightest, right, of that. Yeah. But again, good on you if that's true.
No, I've had it.
But do you feel that has been a struggle, is also like depression?
Yep.
And suicidal thoughts and things like that?
I'll say what's helped it, and I'm probably talking about, is the gym. The gym helps so much.
After you get done working your ass off?
After you get done working your ass off, it's like, man, that felt fucking good.
Yeah.
And I played football back in the day, and so what would be like an hour workout, everyone's like, oh, I want to be in the gym for 3 hours. I'm like, I want to get my shit and get done. I'll get like a 40-minute workout, 50-minute workout in, and I'm done and happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, if a trainer I know, he's actually saying, do you want to come volunteer coach football? So I'm definitely down to go do that.
Nice.
Dope.
That'll be fun.
You might be good at motivational,
as I said, I wanted to be a teacher, so I would love to go and do coaching.
Yeah. I think you'd be great.
Yeah. But no, I will sit there and harp on it. The gym helps so much because you mentally get away. You can put headphones in, you can listen to your music, turn it up as loud as you want, even if it hurts your hearing, listen to your music and just get it done.
2 questions.
Listen to Rise of Basic Men.
Yeah. 2 questions on that. Yeah. One is, when you started, did you do extreme or did you slightly go into working out? And question 2, what do you listen to?
Yeah, because that was my issue. Like, if I ever went to the gym, I would go way too hard, and I feel like I can't not go.
People
hard.
do that, and then they get sore, and they go, "Oh, I can't do this now," and then they ruin their whole routine.
If you ever want to work out with me, I'd be happy to take, because I can take guests for free to 24. Yeah, I know I live a little bit, and we can work on making additions. I can help to take you out.
Yeah,
dude. Funny thing was, it was the Air Force actually was wanting to, because I was trying to get my mile time down, the 1.5 mile run down. And when I started, I would run 1.5 miles in like 20, 30 minutes. Not good. My best is I got it down to 13 minutes.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I ran a 13 the other day and I was like, I'm out of shape. Oh my God.
Yeah, I know it sounds silly. I'd post it on Snapchat every time I would go to the gym. I tell probably my friends, like, dude, that was fucking annoying. But then my couple friends that are gym and negative, like, that's nice to see. That's your consistency showing off that you're doing it.
At least one person.
At least one person. He's like, cause you always know that you always go to the gym. It's like, man, I'm here to impress girls. And then it's like all your guy friends like, dude, you look great. I'm like, could a girl say that?
Yeah. I don't need it from you, dude. Thank you though.
Dude, you still don't have a butt. I know. Shut up.
Maybe while you're under, they can do butt implants.
No. There you go. Get a BBL, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just massive.
That's a massive ass. That's a complete side note to that. Like when people are like, I'm complaining on airplanes, whatever. It's like, oh, the plane's not fit for me anymore. It's like, no, because you're not healthy.
Right. Hey, have you ever thought about this? I've thought about this. You know how whenever they're like, oh, your bag's over 50 pounds and they charge you, but you got individuals in the plane that weigh
if you want me to get into the math, I can tell you 100% why it's done that way.
Please.
Well, one is where you sit on the aircraft. You're sitting more in the middle of the aircraft. So balance-wise. Best example, when I was unloading aircraft, if stuff was in the back bin and the front bin, never do the front bin first, because if there's too much weight in the back, I've seen planes tip, just parked at gates. I've seen them go back and tail strike.
Yeah. Because they're actually moving forward and park.
I remember at one time they had 3 of us big guys sit in the front of the aircraft just so it would balance and not do, because they'd made the mistake of pulling stuff from the front and we didn't know there was a lot of extra weight in the back.
So why is there no limitation?
There is limitation of where bags go.
No. On people.
You're talking about big commercial flights, and I think big commercial flights
they can balance it a little bit better.
By the way, I hate that they charge you with your bag because I'm like, dude, come on. But if they're so gung ho on that, how come it's not like, oh, you're 6 foot, blah, blah. I don't want them to do anything, but why are they so gung ho on this, but not?
Well, Southwest tried to do that, and they tried to charge people over a certain weight or you had to buy a second ticket.
Which I still think they
Really?
should. If you take up more than one seat, I believe you should pay for 2 seats because, especially with like Southwest and other stuff, it's tight. It really is. And I'm sorry, I've worked really hard so I don't hang off my things, and like I can wear belts where my stomach doesn't hang over my belt. It's a great feeling.
And I'm definitely not being insensitive. That's definitely not.
I'm triggered right now. No,
but anyone listening, it's not like that. But it's the logical thing of be like, okay, this business, they're charging people, oh, you're 51 pounds instead of 50 on your bag, and then you have to resituate in your luggage or your carry-on of stuff to make that 50 pounds. But okay, well, I'm 220. Like, what does that make a difference?
Yeah, what about Chris, who's at 400?
But that's what I'm saying. Like to me, I almost think we're living in like a fantasy land sometimes.
I think what they do is they take an average weight of the amount of people that are on the plane. They take that average weight, and you're going to have people that are over. You're going to have people that are way under.
We can do
that
this
average weight
because we know it's going to
for each seat, and that's when they bring in the weight of the. They take that average
fuel,
weight,
the aircraft, the baggage,
right, and then the baggage fuel is liquid.
Because I did commercial fueling when I was at Millionaire because I did base side and other side. I fueled Spirit, JetBlue, Sun Country, Amazon, Airbuses, Boeings. I can do all the Boeings.
Oh, they had you guys go over to the commercial side?
I did commercial fueling, so I was proud to say I only ever took a 2-minute delay, and that hurt. The 2-minute delay caused Millionaire $3,500 a minute. But it was my fault. That was our deal with JetBlue. How is that? It takes 20 minutes to fuel a plane.
Yeah.
And you hook up and you do everything. And, but if like say you get there late I was switching from an afternoon shift to a morning shift. So I fell asleep in the morning and I came over and I got it done.
Oh, it's like pilot cost,
delays and stuff. It's on you. If it's on, we have a 10-minute window, but if it's on you for like every minute it's $3,500 a minute.
What their passengers are worth type of thing, maybe.
All that. Some JetBlue.
So it's all kind of hypothetical.
JetBlue. Yeah. I will say,
fuck you, JetBlue.
No, I want to say I love JetBlue. It's really it's better than Spirit.
Well, Spirit
is Spirit.
Dude, Spirit does whatever the hell they want to do. That
I saw
he was like, I got a $25 ticket, but my bag's $25, my snack's $25, and then that's where they get
every video I see of like a fight on an airplane or something going on. It's like Spirit, dude.
it's the UFC on Spirit, bro.
Then you get on United, and you got the really rich ones. Like, man, I don't want to lose my money, and I'll fight you.
Honestly, Delta, United. Those are kind of like where
I like American. I like those. I also, dude, I've been flying Southwest. I'm actually enjoying Southwest because the trick is, and I'm probably going to ruin this if we ever get big. The trick is if you get on Southwest, doesn't matter where you're at in the queue or whatever, go to the very back of the plane. Nobody ever goes to the very back of the plane.
I disagree with you on that because I'm a tall dude. I go for that exit row.
Right. But listen, as a big guy, right, you don't want anybody in the middle seat. So if you go to the very back of the plane, all the middle seats in the front are going to fill up. And if there's 2 seats or there's 1 seat left on the plane, they're not going to come to the back of the plane.
There's truth to that. On a complete side note, I say this a lot. Man, I really got to stop saying one of the things that I always do, and I say to anyone that flies, do this because you don't realize how hard their job is for flight attendants. Buy like a bag of M&Ms. Everyone's like, oh, get them like a gift card. Do a bag of M&Ms because that's something they can share, and they can like share with people, with their crew. I've gotten free food and free discounts and free alcohol and flights because I'm nice to the flight crew.
Oh, you just buy them
I buy them that like $15 M&M bag, and I was flying by myself. Yeah, so come on.
Well, yeah.
But I got free Jack and Coke for an entire flight.
I stole liquor one time.
Okay, well, I'm not.
We were boarding, and I went back because I had to pee, and the stewardess is right there, and they go, yeah, they left from the back because I was waiting for someone to get out of the bathroom.
Do you have any idea how legal that was?
Well, they had, yes, I don't care.
Okay, I'm just saying.
But they had a wall of the liquor, the little small liquors, and they all left, and I go, put them in my freaking pocket. And then when I sat down, the lady goes, would you like anything before takeoff? I go, yeah, I'll take some Coca-Cola and a cup of ice. But I want to say this. So in 2019, I went to Newport, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I flew for a wedding. The nicest whatever I've ever been to. Shout out Seth, Olivia, love you. we flew American. When we got there, we were on a time crunch. So we got to our Airbnb, jumped in the shower. We were going to go to the wedding, party the day before. And my wife goes, "Hey, what is this?" And I'm in the shower. I'm like, "What? What's going on?"
Your small dick. I'm sorry.
Besides that,
you walked into that one. I couldn't leave that hanging.
Ian, I love you. You're going to be on again.
Oh, 100%.
So, there's...
I don't need your dick pic.
No. There's just 2 pictures, so go back and forth here.
Just don't swipe.
Turns out, in our luggage, wrapped up in a bread bag, a plastic wheat bread bag, there was a pocket pussy.
I'm just wondering why you also showed me the underwear next to the pocket pussy.
Because there's underwear that was not my wife's in it.
All right.
There was 2 pairs of underwear wrapped up in a bread bag. Was a fleshlight mold with some paper towels.
Are we going back to Blue Mountain State right here? The pocket pussy.
I mean,
this kind of. I feel like this is an example of you taking a lie to your grave, and you had that in there, and you're just taking that lie to your grave.
No, this is for everyone, learning lesson. I was constantly talking to someone different at American Airlines for like 2 months, trying to get some sort of like return from this, right? Like, hey, this is disgusting.
Right.
This is what happened. What I accepted on was a credit of like $700 or something. But what they gave me just covered taxes for the next thing we bought with them.
Right.
So do not settle for something that you think is quote unquote justified or a lot, but a little. Take them to the fucking grave. Okay. I swear to God. Like, I was like, we've checked the footage and we didn't see anybody do. I'm like, bullshit.
Send the footage to me, please.
Yeah. They're like, we didn't see. So, American Airlines, it's whatever, but they did me wrong.
Was it in your bag?
It was in our luggage.
The only thing that I'll sit there and say defend it, because I've worked ramp and I've worked inside the bin, in case your bag got ripped open on accident or a bag, and they probably just stuffed shit in, hoping it was in the right bag. Because I have seen that as I've worked on the ramp.
Assuming that they were correct, that when they checked our luggage, that they put everything back where it was from. Let's just assume that was correct. I was assuming that either someone was trying to get rid of it that worked there and secretly put it in, or it opened up when they were putting it in the plane, and somehow
I would bet money it opened up in the plane and they were sitting because the funniest one I've seen is someone had their dog coming out and they didn't get the right medication, or they had the right medication for it, but they sat delayed on the taxiway for an extra hour. So we opened the thing and a dog came running out.
Shut up.
Not kidding. The dog came shutting out.
Little dog?
Little dog.
Okay.
It had chewed through its cage because it was done being in the cage.
It chewed through it?
It was already had like a hole in it. And he shot straight out. I've also seen a giant stuffed bear that was probably as big as you, and we were all sitting there looking. I was like, "What the heck?" It was Spirit, so
of course,
and it was coming from the international flight. We're like, "Man, someone probably used this to get laid or something."
It's like filled with cocaine.
Hell,
regular bear.
Hell, at Spirit, it probably had some human trafficking going on.
It probably did. There was a person inside that thing.
We could do a podcast just on aviation. We'd be here all day.
Well, I did kind of want to get into that, right? Because you do aviation photography, right?
Yeah, I do that for fun. And side job, I have a couple of pilots have helped me, and they're like, charge like $300 a plane, and you can take photos for planes that we want to sell.
For the pilots?
For the owners of the planes.
Oh.
What I've been wanting to do is like Cole, one of the pilots that flies, him, he's always got the sweater vest on and the slicked hair. We all give him shit all the time.
Sounds great.
Yeah, he's 26. I give him shit all the time. He gave us
sweater vest and slick back hair.
Well, not sweater vest, but it's the vest for everything.
Cardigan?
Yes, there it is.
Yeah.
He finally gave us a tip yesterday. It felt like the scene from A Million Ways to Die in the West. $1? We've never seen $1. Show us $1. Show us $1. That's what it felt like. Because he gave us $1. And everyone out there, he's a great pilot, a great guy, and all that shit. But we give him shit about this so many times because he never tips anyone. But no, what I want to do is I want to actually go. And I've got his number now, so we actually go up in the air and do some high level photography and stuff, and just have some fun with it. I love doing photography.
When you say high level photography,
I'm saying go up in the air, be at 10,000 feet on a clear sunny day, and like take downtown shots of downtown or stuff like that.
Okay.
I love it. And what I want to do is any pilots take photos. If we're selling their aircraft, I want to take photos of them flying the aircraft so I can show, hey, everything everything works in here. This is what the pilot does. It can sit there and show, be like, there's no questions about it. Everything's working. You can look at the maintenance reports. But sit there and little stuff like that. Okay. I like doing that.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So you started your own business doing that?
I'm working on that, trying to build a website. It's taking longer than I want, but I'm getting there.
Oh, man.
Just do Wix.
Yeah, I've heard,
The only thing is, whatever website you do, like Wix, I know there's like, if you want to transfer, like let's say I don't want to do Wix anymore and you want to move your website to another server or whatever you want to do, I think there's some challenges there.
Yeah. The one I've seen a lot on TikTok is this guy does like photography of like people and stuff, but he's got it on his iPad and he connects his SIM card into it. So I want to figure out what he is. And he has an app and he's able to correct it and like edit it. And then it prints out on another adapter to his iPad. Yeah. I got to figure out what that one is, because that's something I would love to do.
Yeah. You can do that as a portable printer and it just prints. It's awesome. Yeah. It's super cool.
That's something I really want to get more into.
Okay.
But my goal recently was all the weight loss stuff. And then this is shot in the foot. I was going to spend like 2 weeks while recovering and go do foot, but no, can't do that anymore.
Well, yeah, you were saying before you got shot in the foot.
I got shot in the foot when I, not literally.
Oh.
No, not literally shot in the foot.
Oh, okay.
I really thought.
I thought he got shot in the foot.
I know.
I didn't see you limping.
I got shot in the foot by getting the news of the high cholesterol, high blood sugar, and all that stuff. Because my surgery was supposed to be on the 31st.
What surgery?
The chest reduction surgery and all that stuff. That's why this month is very hard for me. I want to just get through this month and then be done with it. So like doing this podcast, so I'm looking forward to some more.
So what's next then with that?
My goal is 3 months down the road is once I get my blood sugar down lower and my cholesterol down and my H1C down to a safer level, then they can do the surgery, and get it done, because the insulin, the problem is if I'd be put under, I might wake up in the middle of it because it's so high.
So what's your goal weight?
Goal weight is down to, dream would be down to 245.
But you haven't weighed yourself, right?
I'm at 315.
So you have?
Yes. Recently, it was at 320. I was at the doctor and I actually just hit, I'm between 320 and 315 is what I'm going back and forth right now on.
Okay.
I want to see what I am in a month after being on the medication, because that's going to help, and that's it. And then working with the factor meal and doing all that stuff should really help controlling that.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds like you got the habits down.
I got the habits down.
So,
it's just pushing myself to do it.
Right. So and that's what I'm working on, is the habits parts.
Yeah. And the other big thing, and I'll keep saying it, gym.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely need to join one. Yeah.
Excuse me. He knows that I'll work 11, 12-hour shift. I still go to the gym after work. Almost every day.
Yeah, he leaves all.
No matter what you do, that's a priority.
Yeah. One app that I use, and I've actually had a trainer use it, it's called JFit.
Yeah. You told me about that. Yeah.
What is it? It's a free app. You can also pay for the money for it. But I like it. I do all custom of each day for workouts. And then if you have friends, you can add them on it, and then you can compete against each other. So it makes a little competition.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yep.
Saturday.
And then I'll sometimes change it. Like if I don't want, like usually on Sunday, I'll make it my legs day, because I have 2 days to recover, because I'll work myself really hard on legs.
Working that ass out, boy.
I don't have it. I've tried.
It's a long game, boy.
I'm up to 7 plates a side on leg press. So that's
okay.
There you go.
640.
Okay.
So that I'm proud of. When I hit that, I was like, yeah, I hit that. And then my friend posted on Snapchat. He was like, look, I'm at 280 on squat. I'm like, well, I got to beat that.
Right.
So would you say that people that are experiencing the same thing that you've experienced, right?
100%.
You hit that wall, you look in the mirror, you get that point in your life, and you've told yourself, I need to do something. I need to do something.
Yep.
Do you feel like you need to find that real reason? Like, is it easy to find that reason, or does it just aha moment?
It's not more to find that. Well, actually, one of my friends.
And if you don't, sorry to interrupt, but if you don't have the aha moment, do you feel that a group or someone there will help you?
I used to think that, and then my friend Danny was like, dude, I'll go work out with you, but you got to find it in yourself to go and do it. If you want me to join you after you found that in you, great. But you got to find that first. And that was a kick in the ass. And like, dude, that's exactly what I needed to hear, because I need to do it. I can ask you to come and join me as much as I want, but I still got to go. It used to be like my best friend Daniel would come with me, and he couldn't get into the gym because I had the membership. So it made me accountable and go there. It started out with us biking Town Lake, or sorry, Ladyburg Lake. Now that's how long I've lived here. Right. We would do it, and he he competes. He can do long distance stuff. I could barely keep up with him. I can now keep up with him and writing that stuff. And now we do the gym. He doesn't do it as much. He's like, I need to get into it. Can I come join you? Because I know you're consistent. I'm like, that's great. Come and join me as much as you want. I'm fine with that. But it's got to be in yourself first. You got to figure out, what do I want? If you want to just work out, it helps with my depression. It helps me feel better about myself. My back doesn't hurt anymore. My knees don't hurt anymore. I mean, I'm still squatting down at work all the time and bending and other stuff, and that hurts. But I can walk up and downstairs and I'm not like, ow, this hurts.
You see a significant difference.
You see it, and it's not going to be overnight. You're going to need at least 90 days. Mm-hmm. And I say that, but it takes 2 weeks to make a change. It takes 60 days to make it a habit. It makes 90 days to make it a routine.
Right.
Once you hit that 90 days, it becomes pretty damn simple.
Mm-hmm. What about friends in your environment, like weekends or anything? Did you have any trouble like partying on the weekend and other friends that aren't in the same focus as you?
Not as much, because my current job sucks at the moment with my schedule. I work Thursday through Sunday. I work technically at 6 a.m., but I'm there at 5 a.m. to 4, so I don't really get to go out that much.
Well, was that ever an issue at all?
That was never an issue for me. I started making the change of like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Don't push me to do that stuff. I will happily go out and join you. And now I like cooking my own stuff. So if like for D&D and that stuff on Sundays, I will come with the whole meal cooked and everything. And so I know what I put into it. I know if it's healthy or not. And so I know the food's going to be really good, and we'll have some really good food.
Do you go to bed earlier?
I still game.
What do you play?
I still play, and I'm going to get some hand. I play on Xbox because I have friends that I've played for 13, 14 years. I have some better friends.
But what game or games?
I will proudly say I'm now off Call of Duty.
Really?
And this is the thing. I'm off it because my console runs better.
Because it's not 200 gigabytes.
When I deleted it from my console, all my other games started running really smoothly. I was like, that's kind of weird, because it doesn't talk about. And dude, the times where I miss playing it, if
you want to re-upload it, I'll play zombies with you.
Okay, we'll think on that. I play Battlefield right now, and
that was a no.
What about Helldiver?
I don't have it because I have Xbox right now. That's why I'm looking at maybe going to PC.
Oh, is that only PC?
It's only PC and PlayStation right now, sadly. Trust me.
Really?
And trust me, all of us ODST fans and Halo fans are like, bring it to Xbox. Yeah. We know how to do this.
Yeah.
Please.
That's been my jam, is Call of Duty for a long time. That's kind of like my drug.
I miss old school Call of Duty.
100%.
Like, everyone's like, oh, Modern Warfare. No, I miss old school Black Ops with the zombies. I play with friends. We'd do hours.
Oh, it's a total different zombies now.
We would do the Easter eggs. Me and my friends, we actually did all the entire one to the moon. We had the Master Achievement done. That took forever.
That was a bad game, though. Was that Ghost?
Ghost was bad.
Dude, I think my favorite Call of Duty was World at War. That was my favorite.
That was during my deployment. We played. That was the first zombies game.
I miss them doing that, because remember when they used to be like, we're going to teach you something on this and play the game as well. Now it's just it's Fortnite, but not.
Correct.
It makes me sad. I'm like,
they want to include everybody.
Yeah, I'm like, no. I remember that game was brutal as hell. I know it's probably my little dark side. I'd be like, oh, I'd have a sniper. I'm going to pick that arm off. I'm going to pick that leg off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the new form of sociopath, right?
A little bit.
That's my jam, though. But yeah, I'm Xbox as well too. But let's stay close, because I play. I'll download something. I'll buy something else. Like
I played Battlefield 2042 because they finally fixed it. It's taken more than a few years to fix it, but they fixed it up to where even the portal works, and you can actually play Battlefield 1942, Battlefield 3, all the games put together. It takes a little bit of grinding to unlock some stuff, but it's worth the grind. You can buy some stuff to help you, but it's not. You're going to buy and be completely outmatching people because you bought it.
Do you know who I'm talking about? They included him in the new promotion of the new Battlefield.
Oh, the trailer when he shot it from midair?
Correct.
Yeah.
There was a guy, a Russian dude.
Yep.
He was recording his gameplay, and he was flying a jet, and he jumped out of the jet, threw a rocket at another jet, and then got back into his jet midair. And this was maybe 10 years ago plus.
And that was a great appreciation to the game. Like, that was great. And then they just kind of shot themselves.
Rendazook, I think is username. But this regular guy, and then in the new Battlefield game promotion, they included that. Mm-hmm. They literally digitized that in the commercial.
Yeah.
And he did a live stream of him watching that.
Yep.
And he lost his fucking mind.
I would too. The new thing now is someone did it is they jumped out of their plane with a sniper, sniped the guy out of that one, and then stole his plane and then took off.
God. And that is difficult, by the way.
Oh, it's insanely difficult.
It's like 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Dude. I do like playing the Battlefield because there are sweats on it, but with the bots that they have into it, you don't feel like when you Call of Duty is, you're what, almost 40 now?
Yeah. Shut up.
It's fun. But I remember playing a game. It's like when I was a kid.
I agreed before processing. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. Oh, you're talking to me.
I get now I get on to play Xbox to talk with friends and catch up on shit and do that stuff and just enjoy gaming.
Honestly, I miss it because a lot of my friends that I was connecting with don't do it as often, right? And I've even had family members that done it, but then life takes them another way. I miss that.
One of my good friends, Jeff, me and him have been friends for 14 years in that ballpark. I've helped raise his niece via Xbox because they needed someone to talk to when he went out and did something. So I talked to I remember doing that stuff. And me and him have stayed friends. We're friends on Facebook. Actually, have never met face to face. We've just been
That's
friends.
a common thing.
And actually, I helped him down from a suicide spot. I actually talked to him on the phone, got his best friends, helped send him money to come to Texas. Like I take care of people. I love doing it. My friend Coach, he's up there in Tennessee. And me and him have talked for years. Now that I'm hopefully with the help of the football stuff, I'm asking him, what's some stuff that I can do that? And we're friends that way.
I really feel like a lot of people deal with the same bullshit. You know, a lot of people, they'll hit their lows, the lower than lows, and they'll be in the spot. And it's honestly an amazing experience if you ever get the chance to be able to help somebody. And sometimes you don't even know that you're helping somebody.
Oh, 100%, man. And that's part of the genesis of this whole podcast that we're doing, right? Yep. Like, you know, we do this for people that we don't even know, right?
Like basic people
bringing on other basic people that have incredible stories and
I'm a basic bitch.
Z-Snap.
Exactly. But you have a good story, right? You have a great story and you're an amazing person and you've gone through the difficulty of losing weight and you've found yourself
Not
in
to
that.
mention dead family. That was another one.
Maybe we can say what? For the next one.
Oh yeah, that was lost like half my family or a good quarter of my family in like 4 years or in a year and a half, something in that ballpark.
Jesus.
And a friend was murdered on top of that.
I'm not trying to relate or match you, but I mean, there was a time in me and I feel like there was like a 2-week span where I saw like everyone friends of mine suiciding themselves.
Right. From the military. Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It changes you. It's like a wake up call. Like, what the hell's going on? Then you kind of appreciate life a little bit more sometimes.
It makes you want to be able to connect with more people. Like you said, you want to help more people. And that I'm sure that was maybe part of the genesis of wanting to help more people and be a part of more people's lives and having discussions like this. I mean, you've helped me a lot today for sure.
100%.
I feel very motivated in the next step of my weight loss journey. Maybe not a year-long goal, maybe a year-long goal, but like have goals in between there and more lifestyle changes versus actual like.
If I would say set a 90-day goal of the gym, go 3 times a week.
Right.
You don't have to hit the 5 days like I do and the crazy shit. I've got a mentality to do it, but do it 3 days a week.
Right.
You watch that change and you'll probably get addicted to it.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm starting to feel good. Your stamina is going to increase. Your girlfriend's going to appreciate that.
What do you mean?
We all know what it means. I know you take the Hims pill and that stuff. That's okay.
Another potential supporter of the show.
Yeah.
Let's go, Hims.
Yeah.
Or Blue Chew. Let's go.
Something.
You know what's so funny is I actually do have a gym membership and never go. And I've been paying for it for like 5-6 years.
Yeah, that wallet hurts.
Planet Fitness, because you have to go into the place to cancel it.
Chris, I would even say this, and tell me if you agree with this or not, Ian. Mm-hmm. But again,
I'm going to start going.
What we talked about was don't just say, I'm going to do X. I'm going to go extreme. Don't go extreme. Just show up and do an arm workout or something and leave.
Right.
What I would say,
and then next time do something a little bit more than that or something different.
For you, I would say get on the treadmill or the elliptical. Do it for 10, 20 minutes, just
Watch
as you
TV.
warm up. Watch TV and do, or get on the, I say on the elliptical or the treadmill because it forces you to actually do it. If you're on the bike, you can be lazy as fuck.
Just
and
chill. Yeah.
And, but get on the thing and just set it at 1 mile an hour. Or I'd say set it at 3. That's a good walking pace. Do it
3 miles an hour.
Do it with a nice incline. It'll make you work a little bit. You'll feel that sweat, but you can't get off it until you've like drenched part of your shirt. Make that as a goal. Once you've done that, go do a light arm workout. Mm-hmm. That's all you need to do. Do that 3 days.
Yeah.
And text him.
Yeah.
Text Ian.
Yeah, you got my number too.
I got your number now.
Dude, send me a photo and be like, look, I'm at the gym today. I don't care if you send me one every fucking day saying I'm at the gym. This is what I'm doing.
Be specific. He's going to send you a dick pic. What do you want?
I can see my
what do you
dick.
Need? What do you need?
Hey, if you got to lift it back, I'm in.
What do you need, Ian? I'm helping you right now.
Send me the text. Like, I'm at the gym today. Take a selfie of you at the gym if that's what it takes. Just sit there and prove it.
Will do.
But start small.
Yeah.
Like your dick.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm agreeing with you.
It's hidden under there. It's probably a lot bigger than you think.
I don't know
It's always
anymore.
when you go to the doctor, like, oh, they're checking. It's like, man, that's a big day. Thank you. That made my day.
Yeah.
You ever go to the doctor?
I've never heard that. Go ahead.
You ever go to the doctor and they check your prostate, but then he grabs both of your shoulders while he's doing it?
I don't think you got
Is
your
that just me? Then doctor walks in, you're like, who is that? Just me? Okay.
Well, good, man.
Well, let me ask you this, Ian.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we haven't spoke about that you feel would be beneficial to anyone else hearing us right now, listening to this episode that we haven't spoke about or asked you about?
Going through their own weight loss journey, going through really anything, yeah.
Or a final message, anything.
Don't quit. It's really easy to quit, and you're going to hate yourself for doing it. Just do it. If it's a day at a time, it's a month at a time, do it. And it's okay to fuck up. It is okay to, I mean, we're going to have those cheat days. If you limit your cheat days and you do more of the positive days, that's a good week. Mm-hmm. That is my big thing. It's like, I'll have cheat days. I have them. But I have less cheat days than I do of positive days. So that's how I look at it. If you outweigh your negatives with positive, it's a good week.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best message I can give.
So the way I think about it is find a reason to move forward. Find a reason to change, whether that's you don't want to die, you don't want to be on medication, maybe you're doing it for a family member or a friend. Whatever it is, find a reason to keep going and make a change, and then stay consistent. You're gonna mess up, but learn from that.
Yeah, there'll be days when you don't hit the gym. Like me and my dad, we do push-ups and sit-ups every day. Me and him text each other to see if we can get it done first. There's some days that I miss. There's some days that he's missed.
How many do you do?
I just do 30 squats and 30 crunches a day. So I do that every day.
Light work.
Really light. And if I want to put into it when I'm at the gym, I'll be like, oh, I'm doing 300 pounds on the squat, but I'm still getting my squats done. And I'm still getting my crunches done. Those little stuff and consistency just helps me be consistent.
But if you do that over time, you're going to make changes. You're going to do more.
Yep.
You're going to enjoy it. You're going to find the value in that, the happiness in it. And
100%.
like you said, you started seeing a change. You started seeing your dick, right?
You're going to laugh, but there's going to be a fan that's like, man, I know that feeling. It was such a good feeling when I'm not sucking in my gut and I can see my dick.
Is it true? Because I think Chris said this. He pointed this out. There's a video online. This girl was like, for every X amount of weight you lose, you gain an inch in your dick.
It was like every 30 pounds you lose, you gain an inch on your dick. True? And then it's always cuts to some guy just like, finally.
And then he's like sprinting, he's like,
and then I felt like running out of nowhere.
But is that true to some sort?
Mentally it is. Mentally it is because you can see it. Yeah. It is such a good feeling.
Because I feel like I know you're taking it from your experience, but I think it is a thing where you do lose weight, and it's kind of like that fupa.
Yep, 100%. When you start losing it,
fupa decreases, and you're like, oh my god.
Well,
I have it in me.
I think what it kind of really entails to is the mindset, right? Like you were saying, is somebody had asked me, is like, what do you define as big dick energy, right? Big dick energy is confidence in somebody that's like true to themselves and is unapologetic about being themselves, right? And I think as you lose weight, you gain that confidence, and when you lose weight and then you start getting the affection of the opposite sex, you gain that confidence. You gain that you're like, oh, I can be myself and people will still like me. And that's where the big dick energy comes from. And losing weight, losing 30 pounds, it gains that confidence. So 100%. I think that's kind of where that came from. I don't think actual inches add. You get what you get. Joey, quit looking for more inches.
Hey, we're gonna ask you. All right,
you understand how to use it better because you can see it better,
right?
It's science.
I'm not just bumping fats. Oh, I'm actually.
It's science, man. But I honestly, man, I appreciate you coming here tonight. Of course.
Yeah, man.
And talking about your story. Oh, yeah. And I'm very excited for you. And I'm really down to stay connected with you. Let's get some stuff going.
I will happily come. If y'all want to make this a regular, because
what were you going to say?
I said I'd be happily to come all over.
I'd be happy to come.
I'd be happy to come on more than just because I was like, pardon me, I didn't actually really sleep last night because I was really looking forward to this.
Nice.
Because I've never done podcasts. I'm really hoping you'd invite me back for more than just being a guest. I'd be happy to.
Let me ask you this, because one of the things that we do a lot is like conspiracy stuff, UFO stuff.
We try and do a thing called the Black Book.
The Black Book. Are you kind of into that kind of stuff?
There's some of it. There's one that has made a lot of sense to me. I'm going to leave it as the whole thing with the Titanic. That it's not really the Titanic. That J.P. Morgan, as the owner,
the financial
switched it, and then he canceled his ticket at the last minute, and all his competitors died.
Okay. And then what was it?
They switched it to the Olympic because of the damage that was done to the Olympic when they had an accident.
The reserve started afterwards.
Oh, I didn't even know about that.
Oh yeah, we will definitely have you back, and we can definitely do something along those lines
and for sure. If you want to do some video game stuff, I'm
100%, man. Like I said, I appreciate you. I feel motivated. This has been great.
Oh, yeah.
We will definitely have you back. You have an amazing voice, by the way.
People said I had a good voice for it.
Yeah, Thank you. But let's go ahead.
That's the woman hiding under the desk.
Let's go ahead. Let's do a cheers, guys. Let's do a cheers. Ian, definitely appreciate you coming over. Appreciate you coming over.
Ooh, baby.
Great stuff. But until next time, everybody, keep rising, keep inspiring, and remember, your story matters.
Take it down.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man.
Meet the other one.
Yeah, meet David. Yeah, the runner of the group.
Yeah, all right. Hey,
I knew you were gonna do it. I knew it. I was waiting.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like, it's gonna happen.
All right.